Tonight, the stakes are high.
A lot of action in this race when $1 million is on the line.
They're all about respect.
With over $3.5 million in prize money, it's Canada's richest night of racing. 5 classic events, headlined by 10 of the best freshman trotters on the continent.
TCI wins the Wellwood.
Battling it out for glory in the million.
Julie Resolve is closing in. Venerable leads the line at the inside.
Oh, it feels amazing.
In deep stretch, it's all well. Here they come.
The 4th edition of the Mohawk Million starts now.
We are at beautiful Mohawk Racetrack in Campbellville, Ontario, where tonight the stars are out in full force. It is Mohawk Million Night, 4th edition of that event for 2-year-old trotters. $1 million on the line there, but not the only lucrative race that we have coming up this evening as part of a power-packed live show straight ahead. A look at the weather this evening. It's a little bit on the cool side, but hey, we're coming into the fall season. 15 degrees, but it is really a pleasant night here at Mohawk Racetrack. And the good thing is it's dry, and we are playing on a very fast oval. Rob Reed joining me here at the set. We've already seen some very fast miles here tonight, so looking forward to some spectacular action straight ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the weather's perfect for me anyways, right? This is like the perfect kind of weather. And you know what? Mohawk Million, a dynamic race, right? One that I look forward to every single year in the Metro pace. One of my favorite races in all of harness racing, so can't wait, Greg.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight. Rob and myself at the desk. Jamie McDonald joining us as well tonight. And Jamie, we were to start in race number 4. It went a little bit earlier than we expected. We had a couple of technical things we had to take care of as well, so we missed that one, but we've still got lots to look forward to.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we've got lots of coverage here on COSA-TV. We're covering 5 races tonight with over $3.2 million in purses in just our 5-race coverage. We're kicking it off with race 5 with the She's a Great Lady, moving on to the Free-for-All, the Metro Pace, and of course the Canadian Trotting Classic, and our final, the Mohawk Million. But before we get into race 5 and our coverage here of those races, we're going to watch the replay of the $380,000 ElegantImage.
Starting gate to the top of the stretch. The 3-year-old trotting fillies picking up speed. And here they come. And the rough and trotting Righteous Resolve looks to shoot out from the center. Bond goes right alongside, and they're going to get away 1-2 as they come past us for the first time. Baroness Hill left out alertly to get away in 3rd. Rose Run Yolanda's on the march here on the outside for Gingras, now up into 3rd. Looking for a spot in mid-pack will be Tactical Mounds, who will look to land in front of Lindy's Irish Cream, followed by Mass Hysteria, Pure Hope, and at the back is Call Me Goo. The opening quarter, 26-4. Righteous Resolve facing that pressure as Rose Run Yolanda goes up to the top here for Gingras. Rose Run Yolanda clears Righteous Resolve. Bond watches them from in 3rd. 2 lengths going back to Baroness Hill in 4th. 5th up the backstretch then is Tactical Mounds, who is tracked by Lindy's Irish Cream. Mass Hysteria gets underway here and is going to pick up some cover from mid-pack. The final 2 are Pure Hope and Call Me Goo. Rose Run Yolanda settled on the lead as they came out of the first turn and leads them by the half in 55-3. Righteous Resolve getting a pocket trip here tonight. Bond is starting to angle out from in 3rd, and Tactical Mounds will enjoy that live cover. Up the inside 5th is Baroness Hill, followed at the rail by Lindy's Irish Cream. Mass Hysteria trying to pick it up to stick to the cover, followed by Pure Hope, and then it's Call Me Goo. Rose Run Yolanda leads it by a length. Bond on the outside, working up a bit closer. Righteous Resolve will be looking for racing room. On cover is Tactical Mounts. 3/4 time, 124 flat to the top of the stretch. Bond now overtakes Rose Run Yolanda. The inside opens up here for Righteous Resolve, who looks to shoot on through. Tactical Mounts on the outside, and Baroness Hill trying to come into the mix. It's Bond with the advantage. Righteous Resolve at the rail is coming in a little closer here now. Bond, Righteous Resolve, outside Tactical Mounts. Bond digging in. Righteous Resolve up the inside. They're coming down to the wire. Bond wins the Elegant Image. Righteous Resolve finished second. Third went to Tactical Mounts, and Baroness Hill was fourth. 151-3, a stakes record.
All right, Mark McKelvey on the call, and we'll hear from him, of course, throughout the evening as well. 151-3, the Stars came to play tonight. Bond, huge first over effort, but how about the Canadian champion as well? Righteous Resolve right there in the win photo with her.
Yeah, she was. She raced fantastic. Again, not winning at the clip she did at 2, but still racing against, not just, Ontario horses, the best in North America. And James McDonald always puts her in the right spot, though, right? Another 2-hole trip for her today. I thought she raced fantastic to be second.
All right, let's focus on what is to come tonight. And first up, rookie filly pacers in our coverage. And we'll be looking at the She's a Great Lady final here. 2-year-old filly pacers, as mentioned. A cool $540,000 up for grabs in this spot. Great looking field set to line up at the starting gate. Part of a freshman frenzy, if you will, here tonight. The rookies really do take center stage here this evening with the quartet of very lucrative finals. It all adds up to a whole lot of money.
Yeah, it does. It's the richest night in racing, right, in Canada, and one I look forward to every single year. And you know what, Greg, listen, She's a Great Lady in the Metro pace, that they're the launching pad for so many superstars in the sport. And last year we got to see Sylvia Hanover, right, win this race, and now look what she's done.
Want to say hello to everybody tuning in this evening on our various platforms tonight. It is always wonderful to have you with us tonight. Let us know where you are watching from, and let us know which race of our coverage tonight that you're most looking forward to. Now, Rob, you said the Metro Pace is one that you annually look forward to. I'm right in your corner there. I think it's a combination of things. These are rookie pacers. They're kind of the future stars, but by this point in the season, they're starting to sort themselves out, and we can see some really electrifying performances we have in the past, and we likely will again tonight.
Yeah, I certainly think so. I mean, Legendary Hanover is the one I'm excited to see. Captain Quarters. I mean, it's such a deep field tonight, Greg, and so many superstars of the sport have made their mark in the Metro, and one of the most fun races to watch too all year here at Mohawk Park.
All right, let's talk about this field here. We're just moments away from post time, getting a look there at Odds on Platinum. Solid campaign for this daughter of Bettor's Delight, 2-time winner in her 8 trips postward this year. Has only missed the board a couple of times, 153,000 banked. Next door to her, though, one of the stars certainly of the division in North America this year, Caviar Bell. Almost perfect. 7 starts, 5 wins, the runner-up in the other 2, and a big 150-1 mark this year, and it was taken right here at Woodbine Mohawk Park.
Yeah, she's been incredible. And you know what? Odds on Platinum, gave the favorite backers a scare last time, pushing that one to the wire. But big difference was time between starts, right? Caviar Bell now gets back in a regular rotation. Even Yannick Gingras said maybe not fully cranked up for that effort. She still got the job done. No surprise, she's 6-5 tonight.
One of the now horses in the division is It's a Love Thing. Dave Maneri doing the training on this one. She's 5 for 8 on the season and has won 2 in a row coming in. She beat Grand Circuit Company in each of her last 2 right here at this venue, winning a division of the Champlain, coming back in a She's a Great Lady elimination. And what really jumps out at me is that 25-4 last quarter to win her limb.
Yeah, and you know what? She's been real fun to watch all season in the Ontario program as well. Hit the board in all 8 of her starts, 5 for 8 in the win column, and a horse that maybe a couple times too in the stretch she's had some steering difficulty. Maybe would have had a couple more wins if not for that. But she's been fantastic all year, and I mean she kind of looms as the main danger here. But I do think she's up against it tonight against Caviar Bell.
Just had a look there moments ago at Elodie Hanover, the number one of the long shots. Tyler Borth, we've talked a lot about him this year. He's the leading driver in Canada by wins, 315 this season. He's really been able to break in on this circuit, and safe to say that he's found a spot here, no question about that. So leads the nation in wins. 7th in earnings as well, 2.8 million and counting for him.
That's got to be a big thrill, though, right, to go postward in this signature race, even though 88-1 on the odds board, right? I know that he'll still be excited to drive in, and like you said, you don't get to just come here to Mohawk Park and get a spot, right? You have to come here and earn it, and that's what he's done, and was doing double duty for a long time. And there's some great information about Tyler right there, leading the country in wins at 320, 7th in the nation in purse money, and again, he's been such a pleasure to watch. I get to see him at the B tracks frequently, but he's really made his mark here on the big track.
Yeah, and I think this is proof in the pudding when you look at a night like tonight, so much on the line, so much money up for grabs. He's got 7 drives, 7 of the 12. Usually the guys, when they're breaking in, the young fellas, on nights like this, they get pushed to the sidelines, and they've got to, kind of watch and get their moment a year or 2, 3 down the road. But he's already getting the confidence of a lot of the top trainers, and that speaks volume for him. 94-1, and I really don't think he should be in this spot, right? Because nothing wrong with her form. She's only missed the board once in 7 this year. Almost 100,000 earned. Yeah, no slouch.
It's almost one of those ones where I think she goes off of that price only because it's such a deep group, right? There's so many places you can kind of put your money, and she just kind of gets overlooked at that price right now, 93-1.
All right, again, want to say hi to our viewers tuning in tonight. Jim Langridge is tuned in on the YouTube channel, talking about Scotty Z and the tear he is on. That might be the understatement of the night. It just seems he's winning everything in sight.
Yeah, when the chips are down, right? He's the money man. That's what they call him. And honestly, a season that I can't recall one like it. When you take down those marquee races, incredible season for Scott Zeron.
Yeah, he could make some history tonight. We'll talk more about that later. He's on board number 4, Rocket Deo in here. A long shot at 34-1, but another one that could be getting overlooked. A lot of quality in this field. What a way to kick off our coverage tonight. Rookie filly Pacers, $540,000. She's a great lady final. Mark McKelvey to call the action.
Presented by Winback Farm. Our marquee race each and every racing season for 2-year-old pacing fillies. We are set. It's post time for race number 5. Starting gate to the top of the stretch. Field of 10, 2-year-old pacing fillies picking up speed. And here they come. And the rough end pacing, even beginning here from the center of the gate and towards the inside, as Odds on Platinum is really scooting out of there. Caviar Bell is to that one saddle pad. There's It's a Love Thing from the center. Sweeping up on the outside is My Girl EJ as the scramble's on for position. Elodie Hanover from the rail gets away in 5th. Going back to Rocket Deo, Jeannie Hanover, and then we go back to our final 3. Watching You, Stonebridge Halo, and Better Sisters. Up front, My Girl EJ will get to the lead. 26-4 was the opening quarter. Caviar Bell is relegated to 2nd, might remove as they move into the backstretch. My Girl EJ, though, continues to roll right along. Caviar Bell now comes to the outside for Gingras. Back in 3rd is Odds on Platinum. It's a Love Thing races in 4th. 2 lengths then to Elodie Hanover, who is followed by Rocket Deo. Jeannie Hanover, Watching You, Stonebridge Halo, and Better Sisters is at the back. So Caviar Bell now the leader as they come by the half. The half was hitting 55-1. It's Caviar Bell onto the far turn. My Girl EJ is in 2nd. Odds on Platinum is 3rd, and It's a Love Thing now comes to the outside. On cover is Rocket Deo. Down to the inside 6th is Elodie Hanover. 3rd over it's Jeannie Hanover. Along the rail is Better Sisters, who's now into 8th. 9th is Watching You, and Stonebridge Halo is last. Caviar Bell leads it by a couple of lengths. My Girl EJ is just off the leader's helmet. On the outside, It's a Love Thing continuing to work on up. On cover is Rocket Deo. Buried at the rail, there's Odds on Platinum. 3/4, 123-1. Caviar Bell comes into the lane. It's a Love Thing trying to track her down. My Girl EJ is pinned in. Now swinging out comes Odds on Platinum, looking to rally Elodie Hanover far outside. That's Watching You. Caviar Bell put down to the drive. Here's It's a Love Thing. Odds on Platinum coming on the outside. It's a Love Thing coming into deep stretch. It's a Love Thing wins the She's a Great Lady. 2nd was Odds on Platinum. 3rd, My Girl EJ, and Caviar Bell 4th. 150-3. It's a Love Thing.
Heavyweight performance here from It's a Love Thing. She had won 2 in a row coming in. So impressive in the elimination with that big 25-4 final quarter. And tonight, again, doing her best racing when it counts late. And she's a big, strong daughter of Better's Delight that's getting better as the season wears on.
Yeah, she sure is. That was a big performance, right? First over and up against Caviar Bell, who ended up going off as the second choice because Love Thing took all the late money to go off as the favorite, and she was strong to the wire there. I mean, James McDonald, put her in the right spot off the gate and wasn't afraid to heave the right line first over with her, and thought we might see a battle of the Titans in the stretch there, but there wasn't much of a battle, Greg. She paced away like a good thing.
Well, there it is. A good start to the night as well for driver James McDonald, our leading driver in Canada again this year in terms of money winning. He was sitting at $6.9 million coming into the evening, so he's going to bolster that certainly in a big way, and he'll get up over the $7 million mark. And yeah, It's a Love Thing looks like a filly that can tussle at the Grand Circuit level. There's no question about that. She is now a Grand Circuit winner here in scoring victory against this level of competition now for the third consecutive time, and really never better than she was tonight. Odds on Platinum, the beat goes on for that one. Just another rock solid effort. She's always right there and in the mix, and another nice payday for this daughter of Better's Delight. And let's give the old boy some credit as well. The veteran stallion has a crop this year that just makes you shake your head at this stage of his career where things should be slowing down. He puts this kind of crop on the racetrack. It is remarkable.
Yeah, 1-2 finish here, and Odds on Platinum goes out there and proves last time was no fluke, right? I mean, kind of getting close to Caviar Bell in the elimination and wondering how that would translate to the final tonight. Well, fantastic effort to be second, and like you said, top two finishers both by Better's Delight.
All right, well, we watched the horse make her way back into the winner's enclosure. Let's say hello to some other viewers tuning in tonight. We got John Copus watching in. There's the shot. We love the cable cams back tonight, by the way. Shout out to Lloyd McDonald, our camera operator. Does a wonderful job on that, and we look forward to those fantastic shots during the night. We've got Mark Anderson, friend of the show, tuning in. He said, let's get the party started. I agree. Kirk Robillard tuning in from Ottawa, Ontario, our good friend J.D. Varnell. And, he talked before the race, he was talking about Caviar Bell and how she would rank against the likes of Geocentric, Lions Legend. Pass Line's not even in the field tonight. What a crop, right?
Yeah.
Geocentric, Pass Line, horses of that ilk not even here tonight. And look at the performance this group puts on.
Yeah, it's absolutely loaded, right? This division has some real monsters in it, but It's a Love Thing is certainly showing she can go with those ones. I mean, she just knocked off Caviar Bell, who I thought might be the top of that division, maybe next to Pass Line, anyways. But yeah, incredible performance from It's a Love Thing tonight.
All right, hello as well to a good friend of ours, Jason Turnbull, tuning in from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Tammy Crosby is watching. Brian Gibb, Dave Erickson from Niagara Falls. It's got a little expletive in there. We won't mention that. Niagara Falls. Hey, we love Niagara Falls. Let's get some love to them as well. Yeah, it's wonderful to have everybody tuning in tonight, and we hope you enjoy the coverage because this is just really the appetizer tonight. We've got a lot to look forward to here this evening. What a way to kick it off. And again, nice to be able to do so under pretty nice weather conditions tonight. So, we get a chance to see these performers compete at the top level and put a real show on, and they have done that for us so far. Dave Maneri, he's got another nice group here this season, and there's Dad Larry, his biggest fan, of course, and he's always right there in the mix as well. So a nice filly with a very, very bright future. And we had Odds on Platinum, as mentioned, my girl EJ as well. Caviar Bell raced well, but it's tough, right, when you're 2-year-old fillies and you're going this kind of speed. When you're the target, you're the one they're all coming after in the long home stretch, it's sometimes hard to take it all the way.
Yeah, it is, especially the season she's had too, right? I mean, sometimes we see these rookies maybe start to slow down a bit. She had a little gap between starts going into her latest. It might be, season kind of catches up to them sometimes.
All right, we're getting a look at payouts now. I can tell you those payouts, looks like we're getting $1 once. Okay, so for some reason we're getting $1 payouts, but our technical team will work on that. So everything you see on screen, just double it.
Yeah,
You're going to put your math skills to work tonight.
That's right. Yeah, well, it's good for the people at home, right? Just that's how I learned multiplication when I was a kid, right? All with payouts and multi-leg wagers.
All right, welcome back trackside. We've got the best seat in the house here tonight. Looking forward to it. In just a moment, we're going to join the Winning Connections, but before that, maybe just a look ahead tonight. We talked about driver Scott Zeron winning everything in sight. A win tonight in the Mohawk Million, he could make some history.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it would be an incredible year. It's already been an incredible year for him, right? But taking down those signature races, the earnings he's had this year. I mean, people. Let's go to the interview in the winner's circle first.
All right.
Did you feel turning at the 3/4 and turning for home tonight?
Well, I just knew her, and she prepped so good last week, just a dead sprint, and just I was telling David after the wire last week, she just really wants to win. So I didn't want to get involved in a big speed battle and then have her get beat that way, and I wasn't super confident when I had to come first up, but I knew she was going to give me a good effort, and just hopefully it would be enough. Turning for home. Yannick's kind of kicked away, but I was still hanging on to mine pretty good, and she was still working hard forward. So I had a good feeling, and I just didn't know who would be coming late, and I'm just so happy to get it done.
Can you guys hear me?
Congratulations, James.
Thank you very much.
All right, Dave. I mean, she was a $65,000 yearling purchase. Were you at the sale, and talk about what you liked about her from before she even hit the racetrack?
I like the filly. I seen her at Kentucky Ann at the farm, and then a couple days before she sold, I got a call from Josh Green, asked me about a one-eyed filly, and I said the filly from Kentucky Ann, and they ended up purchasing her and gave me the yellow slip, and so far the rest is history. It's worked out good for all of us.
She's had a great year, and you've had another great year with another 2-year-old filly of yours. But just talk about, have you ever had a filly make this kind of impact for you at 2?
No, I've had a lot of nice fillies. But I have never been standing here. When you're racing Ontario, especially with Ontario breds, you dream of being in the She's a Great Lady in the Metro and getting the job done, and I'm happy to be standing here.
Best of luck and continued success, Dave.
Thanks a lot, John.
It's a love thing. Dave Maneri, James McDonald, get it done in the She's a Great Lady.
It's a love thing. Congratulations again to the Winning Connections, and a filly that I think a lot of the connections are going to fall in love with the way she has been performing. Want to say hello to Mark Cost tuning in tonight as well from Ohio. And great to have you on board as well. So let's take our first commercial break. We'll be back with more from Woodbine Mohawk Park on Mohawk Million Night next.
The racing is fast and exciting at the picturesque Woodbine and Woodbine Mohawk Park racetracks in Ontario, Canada. Woodbine Standardbred, home of the Pepsi North America Cup, a summer classic.
Pebble Beach in Iran.
And Woodbine Thoroughbred, home of the historic King's Plate.
But the mighty filly has devastated them.
Full fields, exotic wagers, iconic events. Play Woodbine Thoroughbred and Woodbine Standardbred today at your favorite wagering location.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine's new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online, offers the best online service available. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easily as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To view the sales schedule, create your account, or learn more, visit www.preferredequineonline.com or call our sales team at 914-773-7777. 7-7.
And welcome back to Woodbine Mohawk Park. It is Mohawk Million night, and about 3.8 million in total purses here this evening. And by the way, not only the Grand Circuit Stake races, a couple of nice free-for-all events as well. Coming up here.
Absolutely, and this one here, right? You've got the heavy hitters, local heavy hitters, and of course the winner of the Canadian Pacing Derby, Tattoo Artist, back in action here at Mohawk Park, and he's had a pretty heavy schedule as of late, but he's on quite a roll, so excited to see him in here.
Yeah, real interesting tilt coming up here. Line Drive Hanover in the field. Warwi Vital, who at times is able to step up on this track and electrify fans. But Tattoo Artist, it's safe to say he's hit another level, especially in his recent starts, and it's amazing. He's had a lot of tough miles under him. He's not the biggest horse in the world, but razor sharp right now.
Yeah, absolutely. An Ontario graduate too, and a horse that's gotten along well with Louis-Philippe Roy, and just a tremendous success for Dr. Ian Moore.
Another great horse, boy, that anyone would love to have in their barn is Fun at the Beach. He's made $1 million and change the hard way. He's been well traveled. Right now, his trainer Jeff Gillis is standing by with Jamie.
Thanks, guys. Like you said, Jeff Gillis is here standing with me just in front of Fun at the Beach. And fun is kind of an understatement of what you guys have had this summer with this horse.
Yeah, he's an absolute pleasure to have in the barn. He doesn't do a thing wrong. He's got a lovely gait, lovely attitude. He's the perfect horse, really.
And how has it been traveling, different provinces, different states with him?
We had a great time in PEI. He handles travel really well, so it's easy for him. He's best on a 7-day rotation, so racing him lots suits him.
And he's back home here in Ontario with you, and your wife as well. She's been traveling. So everyone's back home, and kind of what's it mean to be back on home soil racing one of your good horses?
Well, it's a great time to be racing on a night like this. The big track isn't where he does his best work, but we'll try and make the most of it tonight.
Well, thanks for joining us here, and they're just hitching up to head out.
All right, while we have a moment, here's some past winners of the Mohawk Million. This race is still a relatively young race. Started back in 2020. Inveterate was the winner of that first year, a 153-2 victory. The filly Venerable got it done in 2021, and last year it was Oh Well. And the Bionic Man scoring in 153-4. Who will it be this year? Well, we will find out not too long from now, but we focus our attention back to the upcoming edition of the free-for-all pace. 75,000 on the line, a great field at 9. Cool to hear from Jeff Gillis there talking about Fun at the Beach and his travels this year. They had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun this year getting back home for the Gold Cup and Saucer, where they took not only Fun at the Beach but Covered Bridge, and he hauled down the famed Gold Cup and Saucer there in dramatic fashion. And what a show he put on down on the East Coast.
Oh, it was absolutely incredible. You know what? I've never been to it, Greg. I've got to get out there one day to a Gold Cup and Saucer.
I'm telling you, Rob, I know you're a diehard race fan, and you have to get there.
I will.
Right?
Yeah,
Little Brown Jug, Hamiltonian, Gold Cup and Saucer, right up there with them.
Yeah, it's on the bucket list, but it's just incredible, right? For Jeff Gillis, a 1-2 finish in that final. They won both eliminations as well.
Yeah.
Just tremendous performances, and well, Covered Bridge's stablemate was fantastic in victory. Really nice performance by Fun at the Beach to be second.
Do you like seafood?
I don't mind seafood.
Okay. Do you like cold beer?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And you like horse racing?
I love horse racing.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, I'll tell you. You'll get all those 3. Some great golf, beaches. So much to love about getting down to PEI for Old Home Week and the Gold Cup and Saucer. I'm fortunate I grew up there, so you kind of took it for granted over the years, and now when you get back there, you really, really appreciate it. And we appreciate nights like tonight. The best of the best are here out in full force for Mohawk Million Night. And free-for-all pacers here. This is a great group. Another intriguing story is number 5, Emmett's Buddy. He's 19-1 on the board, and he has just shot up through the class ranks here in recent starts. He is on some kind of a tear. can he take the next step in your mind and jump up and at least be very competitive against this group?
I think he can be competitive. It might not be tonight, might be down the road where we see something big from him in the free-for-all level. But he's been tremendous of like 3 in a row and like you said, climbing that class ladder, getting more confident every start.
Here's a look at the Monpost Parade. Powertrain led them off. Which way to the beach? Horse that's had kind of an up and down year, some hard luck. He was involved in that accident here on Canadian Pacing Derby night. Good to see that he's bounced back and he's back in action. Quality horse.
Yeah, great to see him. Carbine is the 3, and he's had some tremendous performances here as well. Big win in the free-for-all August 5th. He is a nice horse with 19 lifetime wins.
Line Drive Hanover, just had a look at him, one of the fastest pacers in North America, a 147 record holder, $500,000+ on his card. We're going to see his little bro, Legendary Hanover, the likely favorite later on tonight in the Metro.
Yeah, we talked about Emmett's buddy a little bit early on. There's the 6, Warrawee Vital, who's just had some massive performances over this oval, and coming into this staying tight off a qualifier, but was a winner in this class September the 2nd.
There is Fun at the Beach, the hard hitter, flashy-looking individual as well. He'll pick up Yannick Gingras tonight.
Yeah, Mama Sunburn, a horse that typically does well at the preferred level, has had some good performances in the free-for-all, was a winner August 12th, but these are deeper waters for the 8 Mama Sunburn. 53-1 on the board tonight.
And that guy, tattoo artist, right now at this point in the season, maybe, just maybe, the top older pacer in North America. Certainly could be argued that he is in his current form. 5 wins this season, another $756,000 on his card, $2.96 million. So a win tonight's going to get him over the $3 million mark Canadian in career earnings. Quite a milestone in sight for him. Some big news earlier this week that he is going to be standing stud in New Jersey beginning next season, I believe.
Well, that's going to be. And really fun to see. And I mean, tattoo artists, just it's nice when you see a horse that has such a storied career, and sometimes they may take a step back or two for some starts, but then they fire right back to their best form. That's what he's done right now at the age of 6, and it's been really fun to watch.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed in a way. I was, in the back of your mind, you're kind of hoping he might end up somewhere in Canada for his stallion career. Yeah. And his sire, he's watching what an impact he's had, and his stock here in the last few years has really taken off. He's made the move to Delaware, and again, tattoo artist will be going to New Jersey. An amazing horse. Again, as far as the stature, he's not the biggest horse, but boy, he's tough, and very similar to last year. He had a long, grueling campaign. He raced in the Levy Series, or the Brigada Series now as it's known, at Yonkers early in the season, and he carried his form over, and he got better last year chasing Bulldog Hanover late in the season. And same this year, he's had peaks and valleys, but he's sharper now than he's been at any point in the year.
Oh yeah, that effort in the Canadian Pacing Derby was just tremendous. And Louis afterwards, said that he thought he may have messed that drive. He didn't use those words, but he thought maybe he messed that drive up, and still prevailed. And last time out, I mean, it was a breathtaking move when he got to the lead and opened up in the Ewart Memorial. So just at the top of his game right now, and just flourishes under the tutelage of Dr. Ian Moore.
All right, and one of the fastest horses in Canadian history is Warrawee Vital. He's put up some big miles over his career on this very track. He won the free-for-all back on September the 2nd in 47-4. Kind of a take-no-prisoners approach that night, down to 3/4 and 1, 19-4, and kept rolling on that night. He's had quite a career himself, $750,000 almost in career earnings for him. So he'll be a factor in getting his share of support here at 4-1.
Yeah, and you know what? He's one that just seems to really enjoy his work when he gets into the mix and he gets used hard right in the early going. I mean, he's one that just seems to thrive on setting those big fractions and being a part of the early pace scenario. And have to think we're going to see that tonight from the winningest post here at Mohawk Park.
The runner-up to him on that occasion was Powertrain. He's had kind of a spotty last couple of seasons. He hasn't kept a regular schedule up, but he is a very exciting pacer. He's got high speed, and when he's at the top of his game, I think he's capable of certainly making noise against this kind of competition.
Yeah, I remember at 3 he was a winner in the North American Cup Consolation. really turned some heads in that one, and thinking he's going to progress to have like a big age career. And then, well, he's raced well. I think at times maybe he hasn't raced to the ability that many thought he might show, but when he's at his best, I mean, he can go with these types. And tonight he's taking some support against some titans of the age division at 18-1.
All right, Rob. Now you're the resident horse player, the handicapping expert. So we're going to talk from that standpoint now. Pick 5 wager. This one will start the late pick 5 here tonight. You key tattoo artist? Do you try and throw a couple of other ones in to get it started? How would you approach it?
Nah, you know what? I would single him off current form. It'd be hard for me not to single him, Greg. And I'll be honest, he ended up kind of breaking my heart on September 2nd in the Canadian Pacing Derby, because I had a ticket ending on By the Missile that was paying very well, and he got up in the last stride. So maybe, I hate that adage, right, of missing the wedding and going to the funeral, but I think that tonight Tattoo Artist really tough to beat even from post 9.
Speaking of By the Missile, some of the big boys were competing out of town last night at Hoosier Park, where Allywag Hanover stepped back up with another big win. So, again, the peaks and valleys of a race season. Earlier this year, Allywag was just a little bit off his game, based on the standards we were used to seeing from him, but he's regained his form late in the season. So I think we're going to see some big showdowns in this older pacing division before the end of 2023.
And there's so many, right? I mean, that's the thing, that they kind of come from everywhere, and there's so many different horses that could step up, and their best might be able to get them to the winner's circle. But again, Tattoo Artist right now, I think he's put everyone on notice with his recent efforts.
Nice look at the horses in the backstretch, assembling, and they're getting ready to head toward the starting gate here for race number 6. It's a free-for-all pace for a purse of $75,000. There is the now horse Tattoo Artist, who again with a win tonight would go over $3 million Canadian. Quite an accomplishment from a former Ontario Sire Stakes star. He's got post number 9 to work with. He's 3-5 on the board. With the description, let's go back upstairs to track announcer Mark McKelvey.
Race number 6, $75,000 free-for-all pace, presented by Diamond Creek. Some heavyweights set to do battle. It is post time. Starting gate swings into the stretch. Pacers picking up speed, and here they come. And the rough and pacing. Carbine is charging out well from post 3. At the rail is Powertrain, who surges away. Moving on the outside, Fun at the Beach and Tattoo Artist as they're sprinting towards that first turn. In middle there is Were We Vital, who's going to be followed by Line Drive Hanover. Then we go back to Which Way at the Beach. And then around the final turn, that first turn, we're going to go back to our final pair of Emmett's Buddy and Mama Sunburn. Tattoo Artist gets out to the lead. 26 seconds flat was the opening quarter. It's Tattoo Artist from Fun at the Beach in second. Powertrain is racing in third. Carbine is in fourth. Were We Vital found a seat in fifth in front of Line Drive Hanover. Then it's Which Way to the Beach, who is followed by Emmett's Buddy. And at the back is Mama Sunburn. No action here in the second quarter. And Tattoo Artist getting the respect up front. Fun at the Beach is in second. Powertrain in third. Carbine sitting there in fourth. Were We Vital is waiting to get the movement going as they're by the half in 54-3. It's Tattoo Artist on the lead. Fun at the Beach in second. Powertrain third. Carbine remains in fourth. Were We Vital going back to Line Drive Hanover. Then Which Way to the Beach. 2 more lengths to Emmett's Buddy and another 2 to Mama Sunburn. Now from mid-pack we start to see some movement. Line Drive Hanover got underway. Not going to pick up any cover, it does appear. Tattoo Artist by a length and a half on Fun at the Beach, who got the 2-hole ride. Angling out his Powertrain. Line Drive Hanover on the outside up into fourth. 3 quarters, 122. They spin for home, and Tattoo Artist will look to take off. It's Tattoo Artist back in second has been Fun at the Beach. Powertrain on the outside third. Line Drive Hanover trying to roar up there in fourth. At the rail is Carbine fifth, but it's all Tattoo Artist getting separation late. Piece of cake here tonight for Tattoo Artist. Fun at the Beach finishes in second. Line Drive Hanover was third. Powertrain fourth. 147-3. 25-3 home for Tattoo Artist.
Well, I think the only word for that is a big wow. 147-3, and it didn't look like he was being asked to do that. A walk in the park for tattoo artist, and look at the bow in his neck here. So, yeah, in his current form right now, tonight, I'm not sure there's a pacer on the planet that could have gone by him.
No, yeah, he's racing at the top of his game, right? I mean, best we've ever seen him, I think, and I mean that says a lot when you're talking about a horse like Tattoo Artist, and like you said, you stole my words. Walk in the park. I mean, when he got those kind of fractions, I mean the race is over, but like coming home like that, 25-3, and doing so under a complete death grip to Louis-Philippe Bois, I mean that was very impressive.
Look at the power this horse generates. That's what's remarkable. He's not a big guy, as we mentioned. He's a little bit on the short side, but he's very compact. But the power he generates in his back end, that's where it all comes from. His back end is a little bit higher than his front end. And, he just really is all business out there. And, boy, he loves to race. And he couldn't be any sharper than he is right now. And some nice ones, trying to take a run at him at the top of the stretch, and he simply dispatched of them. The only exception was Fun at the Beach. The veteran, he tried his best to stay with him, and a big effort from him. Probably paced a mile tonight in 48-1 or so, off 3/4 and 122. So all the miles he's put on this year, he's none the worse for wear either, and I guess that's why he's closing in on $1.2 million in earnings.
Yeah, he's a high percentage winner, and Jeff said not his preferred surface, right, the big track, but he certainly looked good out there today. I mean, getting that all-important 2-hole trip after letting Tattoo Artist get to the front, and that's the place you want to be, right? Following one like him, couldn't get near him, but solid effort to be the runner-up.
And when we're seeing this from Tattoo Artist this year, I guess we shouldn't be shocked. It was around this time last year when he was chasing Bulldog Hanover, and he was clearly second best to him 2 or 3 times in big races last year where he raced fantastic, just came up against the Bulldog and, didn't disgrace himself there. So with a horse like that not in the picture this year, Tattoo Artist gets his moment in the spotlight. Probably the best 4-race run we've seen him on as an older pacer.
Oh, definitely. No doubt about it. I mean, so much fun watching him race in the Ontario program at 2 and 3. And listen, he's had a tremendous age career, but like you just said, Greg, nothing has touched what he's done over his last 4, especially, his last couple of races. I mean, really, no right to get there against By the Missile in the Canadian Pacing Derby. And then tonight, you said, that's not a bad field, right? I mean, he's up against that's not your average Saturday night, free-for-all. There's some good horses in there, and he paced away from them like he was just in a league of his own.
Congratulations to the connections, the ownership group on this guy, the Let It Ride Stables. Frank Cannon, Diamond Creek Racing share in the ownership, as well as Bottom Line Racing of Florida. Doc Ian Moore training, and Louis-Philippe Bois in the driver's seat. We should mention, too, that his current streak started when he teamed up with LPR. He fits this horse like a glove. And, two little guys that are very good at what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Louis gotten along fantastic with him. And also, he just seems to kind of race at a different level for Doc Moore. He really does. I mean, throughout his career, obviously, and has raced tremendous. His most recent streak with him. I mean, many top 2 finishes in a row for Doc Moore.
That was a lot of fun to watch, but we are just getting started. Time for another break. We'll be back with much more from Woodbine Mohawk Park in a moment.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with HPIBet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming, and your first bet is on us. Go to HPIBet.com to join for free today.
By now, you know the name COSA-TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out HPIBet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Welcoming you back. Time to check in on the prices from race number 6, that free-for-all pace. There was no show wagering offered. Tattoo artist, $2.80 despite the outside post. The veteran fun at the beach, though, nice place ticket return there at $16.20. And because of that, you get a pretty nice exacta return, but the heavy favorite on top. If you liked fun at the beach to round it out, $2 ticket's going to pay you $42. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Nice super there too, right? I mean, like, you get a price in underneath, even when it's a heavy favorite, you get some decent payouts.
And the right call when you talked about playing the late pick 5, you know, there was no sense wasting money with other picks and adding cost to the ticket. Just single tattoo artist. Now look for your value from here on in. Do you think you'll find it in the upcoming Metro? Because we're likely to have another fairly heavy favorite in Legendary Hanover.
Yeah, no, I'm not going against Legendary Hanover. I think that, you know, he's been tremendous, Greg. And, you know, I'm a firm believer if you've got a strong opinion in a multi-leg sequence like a pick 5 or a pick 4, you might as well just try to keep it as cheap as possible.
Speaking of Legendary Hanover, he's the hot horse coming in. In fact, he's never been beaten in this point in his career. He is perfect through 6 starts. Another undefeated colt that comes to mind going into the Metro, and he capped off a brilliant 2-year-old campaign with a win. That was the great Some Beach Somewhere. Not sure if we're looking at another Some Beach Somewhere. Too early to draw a comparison like that, certainly. His older brother, Line Drive Hanover, certainly accomplished, and this guy following right in his footsteps to this point in time. Now, if you were trying to, you know, pick anything apart in terms of his recent success, in his elimination, his final quarter, only 28 seconds. Now, we feel strange saying that, but this day and age at this level, you expect them to kick home a little bit faster than that, but the end result, he still won. He won in hand and paced in 51 flat. How did you see his elimination relative to the races before that?
I saw a horse that was under complete wraps and being reined in by James McDonald very early in the stretch drive. And you know, I'm not really concerned too much about the final quarter time at all. It's just the way he does it, the way he's done it pretty much in every single one of his starts. I mean, it's just been easy, you know, and I don't think we've seen anywhere close to what his top gear is. And tonight we'll probably have to see it, right, for him to beat this field, because it's a pretty good group.
All right, there's a look at the odds, and as we've suspected, Legendary Hanover a prohibitive favorite at this point in time. An elimination winner from last week was Clever Cody. We'll see if Dr. Ian Moore stable can click and come right back here. This guy has been kind of a pleasant surprise, I would say, for the outfit this season. He's been Ohio-based for much of the campaign. He's the son of the Ponderosa, and we remember Doc Moore had some success with in the past with the son of the Ponderosa named Shadow Play, and he's been able to click again here. Pretty amazing when you think about that. The Ponderosa, not a stallion name you hear much of anymore.
No, not really. I mean, you kind of do double take, right, when you see it and you see a horse like Clever Cody. But, yeah, I mean, he's having tremendous success, you know, south of the border. I know they were actually really excited about his first lifetime start. He actually finished 4th in that one. But since then, he's been rhyming off victories and really looking good doing it. I thought that, you know, he got kind of an easy go of it, though, in the second quarter, right, in his elimination. Certainly helped him get to the wire, but a horse that you've got to be leery of.
All right, we are going to meet the entire field here in just a moment. We are just $30,000 shy of having a second $1 million race here tonight. $970,000 the purse this year for the Metro. That's fantastic to see as well. The race in the past has gone for $1 million, so this is a very lucrative payday for whoever wins here. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will meet the field for this year's Metro Pace.
For over 25 years, Tara Hill Stud has worked with partners to help produce champion stallions. We are proud to have bred great racehorses like Fade Out, Shower Play, Precious Delight, and There's a Demon in Me. Our stallions, past and present, have had tremendous success while making a huge impact on racing across North America. Mr. Levesque, Mach 3, Cadabra, Muscle Mass, and Precious Bunny, to name a few. Our stallions' progeny have won major events, including the Hambletonian. Tara Hill's stud are currently standing 9 of the industry's top stallions. Alarm Detector, Control the Moment, Danson Lou, Flanagan Memory, Green Manalishi, He's Watching, Muscle Mass, Resolve, and Sports Writer. Our facility is modern, our staff knowledgeable. Consider Tara Hill's stud when choosing a home for your stallion. Tara Hill's stud, where champions stand and champion yearlings are raised. Log on to tarahills.com.
Welcome back. Nice crowd trackside tonight, enjoying the action on what is a pretty pleasant late September evening here, Mohawk Million Night at Woodbine Mohawk Park. We've got the Metro Pace coming up. Top 2-year-old colt pacers in the sport squaring off for $970,000. A colt that I think turned some heads with his stretch rally last time is one by the name of Captain's Quarters. He was handled by Jody Jamieson. He'll be handled by him again tonight. He's standing by in the paddock with our Jamie McDonald.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Jody Jamieson joins us now, driver of the 7 Captain's Quarters. Greg just mentioned that stretch drive coming home in the Elim last week. Tell us about it. It was, 25-2. That's just flying.
Yeah, absolutely. He's some kind of horse, Jamie. He's the real deal. We've been protecting him. Herb hasn't wanted me to race him too tough, and excuse me, it's been the smartest thing you could possibly do with this horse. He's just a pleasure to drive. He's got incredibly high speed, incredibly talented. I'm hoping for big things here tonight, but even going forward, he's a great horse, and he's going to be heard from.
Yeah, and 2-year-olds racing in these big races all summer, trying to keep them sound all summer, let them grow and learn, and managing on and off the track. So the trainer and the driver really need to work together. How is it kind of working with Herb this season with him?
Well, it's been amazing. We just, when Herb got the horse, he asked me to start training him like fast trips out here, and he would watch him, and the horse hasn't done anything wrong, and just the plan that Herb and the owner mapped out it's been perfect. I was never under any pressure to win any races until tonight, obviously, but we just allowed the horse to come on his own and learn how to race a little bit, and he's done that. And it's a kudos to the patience of Herb and the owner, Rich Stiles. Just to be able to be that patient with a horse like this, it's an amazing thing, and like I said, people are going to hear from him.
And you're, no stranger to big races and these big finals year after year. What's it like to continue to have such an amazing season and career?
Well, it's awesome. If I can get the job done tonight in the Metro, that'll be the best. But it's just nice getting to drive good horses. I don't get to drive as many good horses as I used to, but I'm still here plugging away, and I'm going to keep plugging away for as long as I can. So hopefully it stays good.
Well, thank you for joining us here, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, yes, and Jody at that point in his career, he just said it there. He doesn't get to drive as many top horses as he once did, but he's still right there. He's still a go-to guy on nights like this, and he probably, really appreciates it more now, right? When he gets these opportunities and legitimate contenders coming into races like this. And I think that was a telling interview. It sounds like he's really quietly confident in this colt.
Yeah, you know what? He, first of all, one of the best interviews in the whole sport, right? Jody Jamieson, and yeah, he was oozing confidence there, and he should be. I deem this one as, the looming as the major danger in the race, right? Captain's Quarters, he raced unbelievable in his elimination. And not just that, Greg, he's been great in all 4 of his lifetime starts, and home in 26-1 or faster in each of them, and that stretch drive last time was breathtaking after getting into all kinds of trouble as well. But you know what, you don't mind to see that, when you're in a race like the Metro and the elimination. He should be brave coming into this, and yeah, Jody seems genuinely excited for this drive.
And at different points in the campaign, these colts, or most of them, have shown some incredible speed. Look at Remember the Alamo. Go a little bit deeper in his lines in the Dreammaker on August the 4th. That was when he had surfaced and making his first lifetime start at the time. He kicked home in 25-2 to win. Kind of came out of nowhere that night. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to really come back and duplicate that or move forward off that.
No. I mean, first lifetime start 25-2, something you don't really see, right? And I mean, like you said, it came out of nowhere. I mean, it was an unbelievable performance for a horse at first asking, but also what kind of toll does that take, right? First time on the racetrack.
Okay, we're going to put this one out to our viewers tonight. We want to know who you like here in the upcoming Metro Pace. Is it Legendary Hanover? Can he get knocked off? And if so, who is the one that's going to beat him? I think it sounds to me like you think 7 Captain's Quarters is the one that, if anyone, can beat Legendary Hanover.
Definitely, yeah. He's the horse that, I loved him in his elimination. And it was one of those trips where, pole position, never really worked out, shuffled back, all kinds of pace. And then I think that a horse will only be better for that now coming into this big race. Not that Legendary Hanover was used very much, and that's why I couldn't go against him.
We're going to get a look at the horses and drivers now, making their way out from our paddock location. There is Scott Zeron. What a roll he's been on. He just won the Jug and the Jugette in Delaware, Ohio. Both major races down there this past week, or earlier this week, I should say. He'll be on board Chain Gang here. A very nice colt in his own right. This Bettor's Delight colt from the Nick Gallucci barn for the Miller Farms. He's won half of his 6 this year, 5 top 2 finishes, and almost $150K in the bank.
Yeah, there's number 2, right? The horse to knock off here at 4-5, and deserving favorite at that too. 6 for 6 in his career. Younger brother of Line Drive Hanover, and has done it effortlessly so far when he's won the Dreammaker, Nascaway, and the Champlain now. Stepping up to the biggest race of his career for almost $1 million here in the Metro. Number 2, Legendary Hanover.
All right, Ian Trotter's tuning in tonight on the YouTube feed, and he's going to put a deuce on Jody after that interview. So he's sold. Others, though, sticking with Legendary Hanover. And, I don't think you could go wrong there. He has really shown no blemishes to this point. A look at Yannick Gingras teaming up with the Tony Alanya pupil, Captain Luke. Tony, of course, campaigned the sire, the great Captain Treacherous, probably the horse that really got him rolling when he went out on his own as a trainer. And since then, he's had several sons and daughters of that amazing stallion that have been Grand Circuit competitors. Got another one here, I think, in that one. So let's meet them out on the track. Just saw Chain Gang, and here is the horse everybody's been talking about.
Yeah, Legendary Hanover. There he is, perfect 6 for 6, and now he'll look to go 7 for 7, 4-5 on the board right now. Trained by Anthony Beaton, driven by James McDonald, and one that gets to work from an inside post this time out, and will look to go out there and capture the Metro.
Couldn't look much better on Post Parade either. Lou's World, number 3. Gary Murner training this one for Gino Toscani, a son of Sweet Lou. He's winless in 7, but he's been knocking at the door on several occasions, including a good third place rally in the elimination.
There's the 4 Captain Luke, driven by Yannick Gingras, trained by Tony Alanya. The second of 2 maidens in the field, but he's been knocking at the door, 3 second place finishes, and was a good closing runner-up to Legendary Hanover last time, coming home in 26-4.
There's Captain Luke, Yannick Gingras, Tony Alanya teaming up. This guy 0 for 6 coming in. Storm Shadow, a one-time winner in 6 on the season for Doc Moore. Dave Miller drives this son of Bettor's Delight.
Right next door to that one is the 6 Clever Cody, also trained by Doc Moore, driven by Sylvain Filion, and one that is 6 for 9 in his career. Has only missed the board on 1 occasion and was a pretty easy winner in his elimination, but did have Captain's Quarter breathing down his neck.
And there is Clever Cody. A few of the folks tuning in have tabbed this guy. They like the Ohio champion. And he looked good, winning his elimination, 50-4, 26-4 on the end. You know, most years, coming off that kind of an elimination, you'd be the favorite in the final. He's 5-2 tonight, though.
Yeah, there's the 7 captain's quarters. Jody James, we heard him just a while ago. He's very confident on this one tonight. Trained by Herb Holland, 4 lifetime starts, just 1 victory so far. But he's the one that looms as a major danger at odds of 7-2.
There's Remember the Alamo. He made a big splash winning in his first career start in a leg of the Dreammaker, 25-2 on the end. He got it done there. And then a winner 2 back. He captured a Champlain Stakes division, 4th in his elimination, beaten just a little bit more than a length. But he's a long shot tonight, 37-1.
There's the 9 Gem Quality, driven by Dexter Dunn, who actually chose that one over the 4 Captain Luke, trained by Chris Ryder, son of Captain Crunch, 3 for 5 in his career, just over 76,000 made.
And completing the field is 10 Calico, Jack Hanover, Louis-Philippe Bois doing the driving. He'll look to come right back after that sparkling win with Tattoo Artist in race 6. He'll be a long shot. Here, though, Luke Blais trains for Determination. This one is a son of Captain Treacherous as well. $200,000 Harrisburg yearling purchase from last season. So look at the odds board here as we're just moments away. Legendary Hanover, not surprising, at 4-5. There's Chain Gang at 20-1. And yeah, with Scott Zeron in the driver's seat this season in these big money races, we have to start thinking anything's possible.
Yeah, you can't rule him out. And you know what, Chain Gang is kind of interesting, isn't it, Greg? Just 2 starts ago was the even money favorite against Legendary Hanover. Last time out, a little bit of a bigger price in the elimination for this race, but now you're getting 20-1. So one that, you know, I didn't really have on the radar maybe to beat Legendary Hanover tonight, even though they've been kind of doing battle before. But that's a big price on him at 20-1, and Scott Zeron as well. I mean, I thought he would get more respect just with Scotty Z being aboard.
And let's talk Metro Pace. You said it's your favorite race, or one of the favorite races you look forward to each and every year. Is there, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, is there a Metro Pace highlight or one that stands out for you from past years?
Just because I was in the winner's circle and with a good friend of mine who trained the horse Pro Bono Best, who was incredible. Des Tacour, incredible at the age of 2. It didn't really go on to have great success as a sophomore, but he was electric as a rookie, and that was a real fun night. You know, I never had a trainer tell me that behind closed doors that they were going to win a race when it's one like the Metro, and he went out and did it. And he did it with ease with John Campbell aboard. Yeah. So being in that winner's circle, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it.
And then he had All-American Theory, I think. Was
Meadowlands Pace.
Yeah, was it after Pro
Bono?
Yeah,
it was after. Yeah, it was after
I can't
Pro Bono Best. I'm
these
pretty
things
sure
anymore.
it was. I know it's kind of a blur now, isn't it? But
yeah.
I remember getting my picture taken with All-American Theory, I believe, at might have been like Kawartha Downs or somewhere like that when he was prepping early in his career.
Yeah, we kind of forget Des. He had some very nice horses once upon a time, and at that time he was just doing it part time, right?
Yeah.
He's
still
firefighter, right?
Yeah, he's still
a firefighter by
he's a fire
trade.
captain now, and he had some real good horses and a lot of fun, getting to go to those big races.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember the year Arts Place won it. There's so much history, so many great, and I mean great colts have come through this race. It is one of the big ones for certainly for rookie pacers, and it's got a great history. So one of these colts will add their name to those history books, and for Legendary Hanover, what a feather in his cap. It's one thing to win the Metro, but if you can go through it undefeated, then you're starting to think potentially undefeated season. Mm-hmm. And that's something that can really be lucrative for a horse. You've already got to be thinking potential stallion career.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said it's one thing to be undefeated 6 for 6 in the race he's been in, but now you win a big dance like the Metro to go 7 for 7, and now you start thinking it is a possibility. Maybe you can run the gauntlet at the age of 2, and he's looked every part of it so far, Greg. One of those horses that every time I've seen him, it's been easy, and I think there's a lot left in the tank.
All right, our colleague Sugar Doyle is tuning in tonight, and he weighs in, and he's on the Captain's Quarters Express tonight as well. Likes the look of him on Post Parade. And yeah, there's a few that I like the look of here. It's one thing I will say about Legendary Hanover. I just think he couldn't look any better. I mean, he's as shiny as they can get. Not lathered up. Would look nice and relaxed out there. So, from a body language standpoint, you have to like what you see. But let's get a good look now at Captain's Quarters. Yeah, nice and relaxed as well. Another one, kind of like a tattoo artist. He's not a real tall horse, but very well put together by the look of it.
Yeah, he is. He's got some serious gears, too, like we mentioned, right? Those last quarters have been just fantastic in all 4 of his races. And Jody, it was kind of telling what Jody said, too, right? Like, he really hasn't been under a lot of pressure to necessarily use them all that hard in his efforts so far. He was a winner at first asking and non-winners of 1. Since then, he's kind of been the horse that has those live legs late in the mile, and I always say that you can't go wrong betting a horse that's finishing up strongly, especially when they're kind of pointed towards a race like the Metro.
All right, a couple of other viewers want to say hi to. We've got Jason Horton tuning in from PEI and Scott Richards from Tasmania.
There you go.
Do you know the geography on that? Any idea
Tasmania?
How far apart Tasmania and PEI would be?
A long way apart. Yeah, it's a long way.
Great to have you both on board tonight, folks, and everybody watching tonight. Jason's wanting them to take them down to the Gold Cup and Saucer. Might be too early for that, but potentially 2-3 years down the road, you never know. We might see some of these horses land there. They seem to be drawing better horses year in and year out for that one. All right, the richest event for 2-year-old colt pacers in North America this season. $970,000 up for grabs. Can Legendary Hanover keep the undefeated streak intact? Here's Mark McKelvey once again with the call.
It's the premier race for 2-year-old pacers each and every year. The $970,000 Metro Pace. Horses lining up. It is post time. Starting gate to the top of the stretch, a full field of 10, lined up, picking up speed, and here they come. And the rough and pacing. Clever Cody leaves out well from the center along with Captain Luke. At the rail is Chain Gang as Legendary Hanover will take his time getting away. On the outside is Captain's Quarters. Then behind them is Lou's World, who will be followed by Storm Shadow, Gem Quality, and the final pair, Remember the Alamo and Calico Jack Hanover. Clever Cody scoots out to the lead as Captain Luke rides in second. Chain Gang is third. Captain's Quarters had to drop in front of Legendary Hanover, who's fifth. 27-1 was the opening quarter. They come out of the first turn. It's Clever Cody by a length and a half on Captain Luke. Chain Gang's in third. Captain's Quarters. Here he comes to the outside for Jameson, and he's coming quickly now. Legendary Hanover remains in fifth. Lou's World will follow that one. Then to the outside is Gem Quality, who's yet to see the rail, followed by Storm Shadow. Remember the Alamo and Calico Jack Hanover. So to the lead here in the second split is Captain's Quarters for Jody Jameson, and they're by the half in 55-1. Legendary Hanover is underway and advancing on the outside. Clever Cody is now in third, followed at the rail by Captain Luke. On cover, that is Lou's World, who's second over. Following is Gem Quality, then down to the rail, back to Chain Gang. 2 more lengths to Storm Shadow. Remember the Alamo, and last is Calico Jack Hanover. Captain's Quarters leads it by half a length. Legendary Hanover on the outside, trying to get up a little closer as they'll swing for home. 3/4 was 1:22-1. 27 seconds flat in the third split, and it is Captain's Quarters into the lane. Legendary Hanover on the outside will try and wear him down. Clever Cody is looking for some racing room. Captain Luke is back in fourth. Gem Quality outside fifth. It's Captain's Quarters. Legendary Hanover trying to find more. Clever Cody's got nowhere to go. Captain's Quarters, one final push from Legendary Hanover. Captain's Quarters wins the Metro Pace. Legendary Hanover was second. Clever Cody was third. Captain Luke fourth. 149-3.
Well, we heard from Jody Jameson before the race, and that confidence was justified. What a big effort from Captain's Quarters. That big final quarter was certainly not a mirage last time out in the elimination. It served notice that this is a serious colt. Jody, a much different tactic tonight. He wanted to be aggressive. He wanted to give the colt every chance. He took on Legendary Hanover. They went toe-to-toe, and he was just able to hold him off in the late stages.
Yeah, and how about back-to-back Metros now, right? For Jody Jameson, Stockade Sealster, and now Captain's Quarters. And, the thing is, too, is that I loved what he did there, Greg, because James McDonald was more than happy to let him in into a hole in front of him, and I think James probably thought he could follow Jody out if he floats out of there, but Jody just put the foot on the accelerator and zoomed to the front, and that made Legendary Hanover have to wait it out and come first over later in the mile. And at Captain's Quarters, like you said, Jody exuded confidence in this horse, and he really showed it tonight. He was driven to win, and he did just that, and he got back down to 5-2 late.
And this is a race Jody has had tremendous success in the past. He's been able to win this a handful of times now. And this one, prior to the eliminations, I don't think we saw this one coming, frankly. But Captain's Quarters, as mentioned, they really turned heads last week, and the public was all over him tonight to the tune of 5-2. They were giving him some serious respect, and it was absolutely warranted. Full marks for the victory. Tough loss for Legendary Hanover in the fact that it snaps the win streak, and it does so in the richest race that he's competed in so far, but you can't take anything away from him. He raced fantastic, probably his best effort of the season. Tonight, it just wasn't quite good enough.
No, but you know what? It's one of those things where when you kind of see him get turned away, you're thinking, okay, well, let's see what he's got now. And he didn't fade out of it. He kept battling to the wire, and he was actually coming on again in the dying stride. So Legendary Hanover was full marks for the effort to be second, just ran into a better horse tonight. And Captain's Quarters, to me, is, I think one of the biggest underrated things in harness racing or any horse racing is how race horses are managed. He's been managed so well so far. Like Jody said, never too much pressure to go out there and show his best or put on one of his big miles yet until tonight, pointed towards a race, and he goes out and gets the job done.
And Jody is going to savor every moment of it here with this guy, and why not? And yeah, I mean, a great look at the colt. We talked about it. He's kind of reminded me of a tattoo artist in that he's not the tallest horse, but he is a tank of a horse. He is a real powerhouse, and he is all business out on the track as well. When he got to the front, he faced the big giant coming at him in Legendary Hanover, and he took him on. He went toe-to-toe with him, able to turn him away. And we have to give some kudos as well to Clever Cody. He was desperately searching for racing room and never really did find the clearance that he needed. And I think he serves notice tonight, too, that he is the real deal. Not that there was any doubt coming in, but he's just solidified his stature with a real good third-place finish and a little bit of racing luck. Who knows? He could have been the horse in the winner's circle.
Yeah, they don't give an inch, right, in these big races. I mean, there was nowhere for him to go, and you've got, the prohibitive favorite first over. That one's, not going to quit, so you're stuck in the two-hole. You end up getting a perfect trip, but it ends up kind of being a nightmare late in the mile for trying to win it anyways, ending up third. But like you said, he was screaming for room late and looked like he was loaded with pace.
Congratulations to the owner, Rich Stiles of Chelsea, Michigan, and Herb Holland, veteran trainer. This will be one of the biggest wins of his career, no doubt. And you talked about the management job, but especially when you've got just a small stable, right? And you get a horse of this caliber, they're going to want to manage him well and maximize the returns. And that's exactly what they were able to do here tonight.
Especially at the age of 2, right? I mean, this horse is learning the ropes, and sometimes you see it. We talked about, remember, the Alamo, right? First lifetime start 25-2, hasn't been able to replicate that again since, because sometimes these horses they get used a little bit too hard early in their career, and maybe sometimes they're not better for it. And Captain's Quarters, to me, has been perfectly managed, and that effort last time out showed that he belonged on this stage, and now tonight he goes out and takes down one of the biggest races there is for 2-year-olds.
All right, getting a good look at Herb there. He and caretaker Kenny Ellis at the horse's head tonight. They are all smiles, getting the beautiful Metro Pace blanket being presented to the winner here tonight. So, boy, do his earnings take a big shot up. He had 40,000, just a little over 40,000 on his card prior tonight. We'll add just shy of $500,000. And hello, we've got a new player in the 2-year-old colt and gelding division that was already looking very deep. Horses like Newsroom, who won last night at Hoosier Park, and that I got to see earlier this season in New Jersey starting his career. And, you've got the Ohio champion here making a great account of himself, the local horse Legendary Hanover, now this guy in the mix as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun the rest of the way this season. But our Metro Pace is in the books. We'll continue with the Winter Circle celebration. We'll take another quick commercial timeout, and we'll be back with the prices and come back to set up some more of tonight's tremendous stakes action from Woodbine Mohawk Park.
The racing is fast and exciting at the picturesque Woodbine and Woodbine Mohawk Park racetracks in Ontario, Canada. Woodbine Standardbred, home of the Pepsi North America Cup, a summer classic.
Pebble Beach in Iran.
And Woodbine Thoroughbred, home of the historic King's Plate.
But the mighty filly has devastated them.
Full fields, exotic wagers, iconic events. Play Woodbine Thoroughbred and Woodbine Standardbred today at your favorite wagering location.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine's new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online, offers the best online service available. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easily as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To view the sales schedule, create your account, or learn more, visit www.preferredequineonline.com or call our sales team at 914-773-7777.
The Metro Pace in the books, and here's a look at the prices. Captain's Quarter, $7.30, so rewarding his backers. Certainly not the odds you would have gotten a week ago, but still a nice return on a very nice colt. Legendary Hanover, the win streak snapped tonight, but another fantastic effort. And Clever Cody third. I'm very happy. Jody Jameson gonna hoist that Metro Pace trophy. And Herb Holland in the background at the horse's head. Yes, guys, savor this one. Enjoy every minute of it. Another Metro Pace title for Double J, and part of his illustrious career. Well done. Canadian Trotting Classic is going to be the next one up. And we've still got the Mohawk Million later tonight. An embarrassment of riches here for a racing fan. And you've got two big ones at the desk tonight, myself and Rob Reed Jr. as we welcome you back to our live coverage. Another big fan, Jamie McDonald, as well, doing a great job with our coverage this evening in our paddock location. So the Metro Pace in the books. Time to refocus and switch gears now back on the trot. The Mohawk Million's the big one we're going to wait for later on tonight. $1 million, 2-year-old trotters. The 3-year-olds, though, take center stage next in this year's edition of the Canadian Trotting Classic. They'll be chasing a lucrative purse of $660,000. And we're going to see a colt competing there that did race in the Mohawk Million last year as a 2-year-old. His name is Hasty Bid.
Yeah, Hasty Bid, you know, a horse that's... Okay, Hasty Bid, a horse has had some tremendous success in the Ontario program as well, but we're going to go to the Winter Circle to talk to Jody Jameson.
Here in the Winback Farms winner's circle after Captain's Quarters captures the Metro Pace Final. I'm here with winning driver Jody Jamieson and winning trader Herb Holland. Jody, I'm going to start with you. Every time I saw you in the Sky race, you wanted to just let him roll, let him roll. You preached patience at the same time. How good does it feel tonight?
Well, I mean, it wasn't my fault he didn't win before. It was Herb's. He wanted me to teach the horse how to race long before he ever got a chance to stretch his legs out. And last week, I mean, everybody saw him last week. I was in an impossible spot. It was, it wasn't a great drive, and got to shake loose and 25-2. Like, horses just don't do that every day. And I knew he had the best horse coming in. I just didn't know how the trip was going to work out, and I definitely didn't see myself removing to the lead. But he did what he's supposed to do. He goes when you ask him. He's an amazing horse.
Now, I just want to touch on, because every other start you've kind of given him a helmet and raced him from off the pace. Were you worried at all that this is the first time you're going to kind of show him racetrack and be aggressive with him, or did you think you'd respond that as well as he did?
Well, to be honest, I know this horse. He's never been over a half faster than 57, I don't think. But I just felt that he could, if I went a little faster to the half, he'd go a little faster to the back half. And that's what he did tonight. I had a lot of faith in the colt. Herb had the colt ready to go, and we've been working together since the early spring, and so we knew the colt. We knew what the colt was capable of. It was just a matter of him going out and doing it, and tonight he did.
This is back-to-back years. You're standing in the winner's circle after the Metro Pace. It's your 4th of your career. Where does this one rank for you?
I mean, right up there. This is a great horse. Like, he's got great pedigree and all that, but he's a great horse, and you guys are going to hear from him. Hopefully I can keep the drive on him for a while, but even if I don't, he's going to be a great horse in his career, and look out for Captain's Quarters.
Congratulations, Jody.
Thanks a lot.
All right, here with the winning trainer, Herb Holland. Herb, after his first start of his career, I asked you, I said, I wanted to interview you about this horse. You told me if we win the Metro, you can interview. You're here in the winner's circle. How does it feel tonight, Herb?
That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Talk about Jody and his connection with him. Obviously, talk about how you got him to sit behind this horse. Tell us the backstory.
Well, the horse didn't have a lot of company training down before I got him, and Jody's pretty obliging. I asked him to come in, and we trained him in sets all the time, and when it come time to race him, we knew he was a nice colt, and the only option was Jody at the time.
Are you going to get any sleep tonight?
I'll probably sleep better tonight than if he didn't hit the board.
Congratulations, Herb.
That's awesome. Thanks, man.
Herb Holland, Jody Jamieson, Captain's Quarters capture the Metro Pace.
All right, Herb Holland, great guy. He's been around a long time. Pretty even keeled, though. I'd be a lot more excited than that. He's excited on the inside.
For sure.
We know Herb,
No
and that's
doubt.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So happy to see him in the winner's circle in a race like that. Hard not to cheer for him even ahead of that race. And Jody, I mean, he's really pushing Captain's Quarters. He did before the race, he did after the race, and hopefully he does keep that drive, because he's done a fantastic job aboard him so far.
And I know it's a long ways away. It's way down the road, but I don't know about you. I'm already excited for next year's Pepsi NA Cup.
Oh, yeah.
When I see this crop this year.
Yeah, we can always get excited about it right at this point. I mean, so much will unfold between then and now. We'll see some new faces as well, but I mean, it's nice to already think forward when you look at a tough 2-year-old division like this with so many stars of the sport already. Always excited to think about NA Cup next year.
All right, it's time now to focus on our marquee event for 3-year-old colt and gelding trotters in Canada. It's the Canadian version of the Hambletonian, if you will, Canadian Trotting Classic. So much rich history in this event. $660,000 on the line tonight. We talked about Hasty Bid. He'll occupy post 2. He came through the Mohawk Million last year, and he has enjoyed another very productive campaign for the husband-wife team of Paige Austin and driver James McDonald. And earlier this week, we caught up with Paige for her thoughts on Hasty Bid coming into tonight's Canadian Trotting Classic.
Hi, I'm Paige Austin, trainer of Hasty Bid in the Canadian Trotting Classic.
Hasty Bid at the inside, Ghostly Casper on the outside. These two coming down to the wire. It's going to be very tight.
The jump from 2 to 3 with Hasty has been a surprise, I think. He was pretty good last year. He made $150,000, but for this year, he's been incredible. Only has 1 win so far, but he's had a lot of seconds and he's been right there all year. So we've been really happy, and he's shown that he can go with the Grand Circuit so far. So hopefully tonight we'll have some luck. Basically, what I've learned is you're never not going to be nervous. So you kind of just have to play like off that and just try and do your normal routine and try and keep everything the same, keep them happy, healthy, and just hope for the best. Definitely we've set up a game plan kind of for all year. I mean, you never really know if they're going to get sick or hurt or anything, but we've kind of set him up for this. He had a big break this summer, 6 weeks off. And so we've kind of been gearing up for this fall, the Canadian Trotting Classic, and then the Gold Super Final, and hopefully Breeders' Crown if he stays good. So we kind of have been hoping for this all year, but yeah, definitely having Hasty as your first horse spoils you a little bit, that's for sure. But we had a yearling that we bought last year and he broke down, but I think basically you just take each horse as an individual, and like obviously we've been enjoying the ride so much with Hasty, and every race he's been in we've been like just thrilled, and like we know that it's once in a lifetime, so we're just trying to take every moment like for what it is. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to be happy when the horses are racing good. We haven't really faced much adversity yet with our horses, but yeah, it's been really fun to be able to enjoy it together, and you go home after the races and watch the replay 10 times, so it's been fun for sure. In the Simcoe there, he did hook wheels. I mean, I think he was going to get through for a good piece of it anyways, and yeah, I think in that case, like we were disappointed that the race didn't go the way we wanted, but like the horse raced really good. So I think that's kind of what we took away from that, is like he had a lot of horse going like before he hooked. So yeah, we just kind of took the good out of the bad situation, I guess, yeah. We love having our families there, and honestly, like I think Hasty might have the biggest cheering squad in Canada right now. Like it seems like every person you talk to is like, oh, how is he, how is he, how is he? And it's just so fun to have everybody like cheering for him and cheering for us, and we're really appreciative of that.
And there's a look at Paige, a little pat on the back for Hasty Bid, and she'll turn it over to James from here on in to try and get this guy into the winner's circle tonight. And that would mean everything, I'm sure, to them. This guy's been so good to them in his career. $359,000 made, and to be able to put a trophy like this in the mantelpiece would certainly be a great feather in his cap. So Hasty Bid, post 2 for him tonight. Let's meet the field. The speedy but sometimes erratic Osceola from post 1 for Team McNair. When he's got his A game, he can go with anybody. 3 for 10 this year, $207,000 in the bank, closing in on $400K lifetime.
And there is the 2, Hasty Bid, James McDonald driving for Paige Austin Training, and this horse has already got $359,000 made lifetime. A winner in the grassroots at 2, and then the gold at 3. And this would be a monster win for him if he can get the job done. 27-1 on the board right now.
Next up will be Challenger, your post 3 starter. This one a son of Muscle Hill. He hasn't been able to find the winner's circle this season in 8 trips postward, and has been knocking at the door in some of his recent starts. He just squeaked in with a 5th place finish last week in the Elims. The Bionic Man, Tim Tetrick, will be behind that one, the longest shot of the board.
There is your current even money favorite, the 4 Up Your Deo for Oka Svanstedt. He does it all with this horse. 5 for 10 in the season, over $500,000 in earnings. Was a maiden in 8 starts at the age of 2, but has really come on at the age of 3. He's a son of Walner.
Number 5, Celebrity Bambino. He's been one of the best in the division, both at 2 and this season at age 3. 3-time winner this year, a mark of 150 and 4, taken earlier this year in New Jersey at the Meadowlands. He was 4th in this year's Hambletonian after setting the tempo for much of the mile there, and he was an elimination winner here for the Canadian Trotting Classic 1 week ago.
And there is the 6, Little Expensive, and he was an expensive yearling, $260,000 at Lexington Select Sale. He races for the Millers, Andy and Julie. 5 on the board, finishes in 10 tries this season, just over $112,000 made.
Winner's bet, number 7 in the field, Domenico Cecere. Trains this one for Lindy Farms. Dexter Dunn on board. One of the richest performers in the field, $555,000 on his card. A 151 winner earlier this season at the Meadowlands. He was another one who was a Hambletonian finalist earlier this year.
The 8 is Tuscan Prince, driven by Louis-Philippe Waugh for Luc Blais, owned by Determination. He's matched his win total from last year with going 3 for 11 so far as a sophomore. He's got 287,000 made, 6 lifetime victories, currently 22-1 in the odds board.
And Louis-Philippe Waugh, he was formerly the regular pilot for Gaines Hanover. Sylvain Fillion's been in the driver's seat for the last couple. He's got along well with him. He won a Simcoe Series split 2 lines back, and then third last week in his elimination, a closing third with 26 and 4 final quarter speed. Son of Cantab Hall, close to $700,000 in earnings. The Breeders' Crown champion at 2. Would love to add a Canadian Trotting Classic title to his resume.
And there is the 10 Chapper Craze, driven by Joe Bongiorno, trained by Ron Burke. Be racing barefoot tonight. He's 5 for 16 on the season with 453,000 in earnings. Son of Crazy Wow, and will have to work from that dreaded 10 hole, but currently getting some support at 10-1 in the odds board.
Great field for the Canadian Trotting Classic this year. I think intriguing because there's no real standout. There's a lot of quality, but I don't think there's anyone in here that's really stamped themselves as superior. So I think it makes for an intriguing race. It's a good betting race as well. Up Your Dale, you know, I think a deserving favorite in here. He's won half of his 10 this year. He's got $500,000 on his card. He was third in the Hamiltonian final and won his elimination very impressively last week. So that's fresh in people's minds. And you've got Team Svanstead. They've already been to the winner's circle and stakes action tonight.
Yeah, they have. And you know, Up Your Dale, I thought was very impressive. You said, Greg, in his elimination. But you're right, this is kind of an interesting field because everyone in here has kind of had their moment in the sun at some point, you know, this season or even at the age of 2. And for me, it'd be hard to take 6-5 on anyone in the field, even though I do like Up Your Dale. I thought that, you know, recency bias probably is factoring into that 6-5 odds just because he was so impressive in his elimination. But I do think that the margin between the best and worst in this field probably isn't what it's showing on the odds board right now.
All right, we are just moments away from the Canadian Trotting Classic. While we have a moment, let's go back over to Jamie McDonald with a special guest.
Thanks, guys. Here with Mickey Burke, and what a busy night. Let's just talk about the chaos of going in and out and warming up all these horses.
Yeah, it's an interesting night. I mean, we had the one filly in the 5th, and then we had 2 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th, and our warm-up schedules makes for an overlap of all 4 of them having to go out at the same time. So we had to get some friends to give us a hand jogging a couple of them, but they all warmed up super, and we got it all done. So now it's just hurry up and wait.
So let's get into race 8 here, the Canadian Trotting Classic Final. You've got 2 in, the 5 Celebrity Bambino and the 10 Chapter Caz. How are these 2? How have they been all season? And coming into the final, kind of what are our expectations here?
They had a good week. They stayed up from after the eliminations last week, and then I talked to Murph, stayed up with them, and they had a good week training. They've had and they've been racing great. I mean, the one colt's got 400,000, the other colt's got a couple, 250,000 or so. And so far, so good. You know, I wish the one didn't have the 10 hole, but it's just a starting position. We'll see what we can do.
And moving on, well, I got you here. How about the Mohawk Million, the next race? You've got the 6 Tennessee Tom and the 8 TCI.
Yeah, both are really good colts. I mean, TCI's just been here and done great things here. And Tennessee Tom, I mean, he's a really nice Ohio-bred trotting colt, and he was very good in his final, and they got an offer to, get him in here and give him a shot, and we're going to see what we can do.
And how about the travel just in general with your horses coming up and down and going to different states racing? Does it take a lot out of them, or how is managing their schedules overall?
In this case, it really doesn't, because it's only for TCI and Tom, they were at the Meadows. So it's a 5.5 hour ship from the door of our farm to the here. And we came in yesterday because of retention. So, they've had an all night, they got out this morning, we turned them out for a half hour, they out and played. I have pictures of them jumping and kicking, and they're all in good spirits and everything. And then, the other ones, I said, were here all week, so it was a normal week for them.
Thank you so much for joining us here, and good luck with the next 2 races.
Thank you. We'll see what we can do.
Probably the busiest stable in all of harness racing. I don't know how they keep it all straight, but one thing they do have is a lot of horses, a lot of quality horses as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be a lot of organization, time management, you name it, right? I mean, 3,724 starts on the season. I can't imagine what it's like to try to organize all that, but they've got some serious chances in both the next 2 races.
J.D. Varnell reflecting back. The Canadian Trotting Classic brings up memories of a worthy lad for him, Bud Fritz, back in 1990. Who went on to win 17 straight that season. He had that amazing win streak, something like 30 in a row, I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah, incredible. So, yeah, the Canadian Trotting Classic, there's a lot of rich history in this particular event. And we will see who will add their name to the trophy case here tonight. Who's your pick as we near post time?
Well, I've got to go with who I put in the Horse Players Journal, Greg, and that's Up Your Deo. But 7-5 on the board, not the price you're looking for, right? I thought Winner's Bet finished nicely last time. I had that one pegged for second. And Celebrity Bambino is one that's obviously going to make his presence felt. Thought he'd actually take more support tonight, but 5-2 on the board on that one.
There's the trophy they are chasing. And I think the local hopefuls, certainly could get a big piece of it if they come up with their best effort, those being Osceola and Hasty Bid, posts 1 and 2, respectively. They're moving in and lining up. Once again, here's Mark with the play-by-play.
For the Canadian Trotting Classic.
Here we go. 3-year-old trotters. A purse of $660,000 on the line. It's the Canadian Trotting Classic, race number 8. It's post time. Trotters picking up speed, and here they come. And the rough and trotting, trying to blast out, is Tuscan Prince and Chapper Craze from the far outside. Little Expensive and Andy Miller, they have the hammer down. Up Your Deo, sprinting out of there. Towards the inside is Hasty Bid. Off stride went Tuscan Prince. Tuscan Prince has made a break. Celebrity Bambino gets away in 4th. To the outside then is Winner's Bet. Down to the rail, Osceola, followed by Challenger, and then outside that'll be Chapper Craze going back to Gaines Hanover. Tuscan Prince is last. 26-3 was the opening quarter. Little Expensive, the big long shot, sprinted out to the lead. Up Your Deo in second for the time being. Hasty Bid trots along in 3rd. Celebrity Bambino follows that one closely 4th. To the outside is Winner's Bet, looking to get a trip. Scooting up the rail will be Osceola, seeing some space, followed by Challenger. Stacked up is Chapper Craze. Gaines Hanover wants to follow, and Tuscan Prince catches back up after the early break. So Little Expensive brings them up to the half in 56-1. Got an easy second quarter there. Here's the pocket pop now coming from Up Your Deo. Svanstead waited as long as he could. Comes to the outside. The sprint's on here in the 3rd quarter. Little Expensive, Up Your Deo to the wheel. Looking to advance is Hasty Bid, who follows the leader. Second over now is Celebrity Bambino. Winner's Bet is 3rd over. Then it's Osceola stacked up. That's going to be Chapper Craze, followed by Gaines Hanover. Challenger at the rail, followed by Tuscan Prince. Here's 3 quarters. 124 flat, and Little Expensive has brought them this far. Up Your Deo on the outside, now looks to overtake. Hasty Bid will look to split on through. Celebrity Bambino is off cover and charging, but Up Your Deo takes the lead. Celebrity Bambino, Winner's Bet, Chapper Craze on the far outside, Hasty Bid coming up the inside. It's Up Your Deo, Celebrity Bambino pushing his Winner's Bet, Hasty Bid at the rail, a great finish coming up. Celebrity Bambino, Winner's Bet, Celebrity Bambino, Winner's Bet was second, Hasty Bid 3rd, Up Your Deo 4th, 151-4. Celebrity Bambino in the Trotting Classic.
Another thrilling finish. 3 of them in the drive to the wire. The horse with the momentum. Celebrity Bambino getting it done for Gingras and Burke. What else is new? They've won almost everything there is to win in the sport, and they get it done here. Holding off a charging Winner's Bet. Hasty Bid, it was working out to be a good trip, but didn't have the momentum the other 2 had. But nonetheless, another nice payday for him.
Yeah, it's hard when you get kind of jammed up on the inside, and the horses that are the top 2 finishers go to the outside and have all the momentum and finished off just like they did in their elimination, right? Celebrity Bambino raced off cover on that occasion. The horse that followed him was Winner's Bet. They come to the wire together, probably about a neck as the margin again. So that elim was the one that prevailed tonight with those 2 finishing 1-2. But you got to be so happy, for James McDonald and Paige Austin, 3rd place finish there. with a hasty bid.
As we watched the race unfold, you had the long shot leading with the favorite in behind, and you wondered if Up Your Dale would make a quarter pole move, and when he didn't, and then came to the outside of the last turn, you had the feeling that he'd probably go by the pace setter easily, but when he stalled out there at the wheel, you knew that others were going to have a shot in here, and we thought it was a fairly wide open affair coming in. It ended up being a really good horse race.
Yeah, it'd be a good finish. You know, not usual that you see a 99-1 shot chopping it out there, right? Like, usually you'd see one of these, favorites maybe make a move to the lead a little bit sooner, but I thought Okas Fonset probably, thought too it wasn't a bad spot to be in to kind of pull and just sit out there and not have that one jam the inside up a little bit, but ended up just not having enough horsepower tonight with Up Your Dale. Didn't have the same kick he had last time, and Celebrity Bambino was able to capitalize.
So Team Burke, we heard from Mickey just prior to the race, and he thought he had two real nice shots in here. He talked about the post position, though. He said, I wish we didn't get the 10 hole with the other. The one that does have the better post gets it done here. So we'll take home the lion's share of the $660,000 purse. Get a look at that one making his way back into the winner's enclosure now. And we'll have the celebration, the distinctive yellow harness of Team Burke, not hard to pick out with this guy. $120,000 yearling purchase. And when you pay that kind of money, you expect them to be dancing in these kind of races. And with that win now, he's going to be creeping closer to the $1 million mark in career earnings. It's been a solid one for him.
Yeah, it really has been. And I remember, watching him on the engine and the Hambo, thinking that, he might be able to capture that race, but obviously didn't work out on that occasion. Faded back to fourth, but really been a big player in all the big dances, and kind of fitting that he gets the winner's circle here in the Canadian Trotting Classic.
Yeah, we should say he was the betting favorite in the Hambletonian. That was a wide open affair too. He was just a lukewarm favorite on that occasion. He had won his elimination impressively, and he was put on the lead in the Hambo, and he couldn't quite hold on. Different tactics here. I think this is really this horse's best game when he can stalk rivals.
Yeah, it really is. You know what? For me, even last week in his elimination, right, just worked out a picture-perfect trip from Yannick Gingras. He gets the same trip again tonight, and you can see he's so much better for it. I mean, he's won on the front end before, no doubt about it, but when he's in, on this big of a stage, he seems much better when he's chasing a target, and tonight he was a determined winner.
Kind of the other end of the spectrum, Hasty Bid would be considered a bargain. He was a $35,000 yearling purchase, and with the third place finish here, he's going to go well over $400,000 now in career earnings. So he's been, I would say, just a real pleasant surprise. I'm not sure Paige and James thought he would be this kind of a colt, but he has proven now at ages 2 and 3 that he can play with the big boys. And a little bit different trip scenario tonight. Who knows? He might have been able to get there. Yannick Gingras adding another trophy to his Hall of Fame resume here. Going to get done with Celebrity Bambino. Very happy Winner's Circle connections celebrating here. We call it Canada's Hambletonian. This guy wasn't able to win the actual Hambletonian this year, but he was the favorite there. He raced quite well in that event. Comes north of the border, though, and gets one of the biggest victories of his career here this evening. Let's take another commercial break. We'll have the prices when we come back, and then it's time to look forward to the Mohawk Million.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with HPIBet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming, and your first bet is on us. Go to HPIBet.com to join for free today.
By now, you know the name COSA-TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more, COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out HPIBet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Yannick, I just want to start with you first. This colt's been just so snake-bitten in just about every single final. I mean, what went right tonight?
Well, actually, honestly, at the start of the race, it wasn't going right again. He felt so good warming up in the post parade. He was right on the bid the way I wanted him, and the gate opened up, and his footing wasn't right. He wasn't trotting good, and it looks like I was going to get away in a pretty bad spot there. It was a bunch of levers, and then but the race kind of changed when Louis made a break, and at the same time the outside horses grabbed up, you know. So I got him through the first turn, and after that, I was happy. It went right. I knew Aki would pull the 2-0, so I just wanted to get to him to get the nice cover for my colt, and he did the rest.
You know, you came first over in the Breeders' Crown last year here, and you got picked off by Gaines Hanover. You're coming first over. Were you pleased when Aki pulled from the 2-hole to kind of give your colt a little bit of a rest?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I don't think he would have won if I was first up, honestly, because I would have carried Dexter right into the race. But you know, you get to this point of the year, you know the other horses, and I know Aki's horse, right? That's the way he was going to race him. He wants to chase horses, so I knew he would pull, like I said. So it was just a matter of getting to him.
With how well he raced in the elimination last week, were you confident of giving this guy a target tonight?
Yes and no. You know, he's got the ability. You know, like I said last week in the interview, it's to get it out of him. You know, he's got tremendous ability, tremendous speed. You know, we got to get him a few more trips like these, and then I think you know, he'll do the job.
Congratulations, Yannick.
Thank you very much.
All right, here with assistant trainer Mickey Burke. Mickey, I mean, how frustrating was it for you to see this guy just not being able to deliver in the big race and get it done tonight?
It was a great thing tonight, but you know, it's part of racing. There's times when things just don't go your way, and unfortunately, everything went the way we wanted it to go today, and it all worked out.
Talk about his development from H2 to H3. Talk about what you felt like what the difference was going into a sophomore campaign.
I think he just got bigger and stronger, and his attitude's great, and he just wants to go forward. So now it's just getting him in the right position and everything going his way.
You got TCI in the Mohawk Million. I mean, what are your thoughts on him?
I'm happy with both of the colts I got in that race. TCI especially. I mean, he's been great this year. He's been great here especially, and so I'm excited to go into this race with these two colts going.
Congratulations, Mickey.
Thank you much.
Mickey Burke, Yannick Gingras, Celebrity Bambino, get it done in the Canadian Trotting Classic.
All right, give you a look now at the prices. Celebrity Bambino, $6.80 for the win. Very similar odds to what he went off at in this year's Hamiltonian. Winner's bet, the runner-up, another good result for him, and Hasty Bid finishing third. Up your Dale, a little bit disappointing tonight. He'll have to settle for fourth. There's a look at the exotic payouts as well. So Team Burke getting it done there. Wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see them capture a Mohawk Million title tonight as well. And that is the main event. That is coming up next. We've got a great-looking field of 10 rookie trotters getting set to square off there. Now, if driver Scott Zeron could win, he would make history tonight. We talked about it earlier. He is in the midst of a season for the ages, to say the least. He's already won 3 $1 million races this year, including the Little Brown Jug earlier this week. A win tonight in the Mohawk Million would put him in a league of his own.
It really would. I mean, look at those names on that board too, right? I mean, Tim Tetrick, Bill O'Donnell, John Campbell, surpassing them, getting a $4 million race, and you can't count him out. I mean, when the chips are down, he's the guy you want to have aboard, and I mean, he's in with a chance tonight.
All right, and when it comes to the field tonight, as we get a look at them and how they are going to line up on the starting gate, if there's strength in numbers, well, Team Burke certainly has it with 2 starters. Another that has a pair of starters is young trainer Desiree Jones. Gino Toscani owns both Tactical Strike and Top Mast. Desiree will send out both starters tonight. Her first crack at $1 million race. Earlier, we caught up with her to see how the nerves are holding up.
Hi, I'm Desiree Jones, and I'm training Top Mast and Tactical Strike in the Mohawk Million tonight.
Top mast, James McDonald in for 3 off stride.
Tactical Strike trying to reel her in, and here comes Tactical Strike on the outside. Classy Royale's going to give away late. Tactical Strike.
The feeling of having 2 horses in the Mohawk Million is definitely exciting, a lot more exciting now that I know I have 2 horses to fill the slots. Gino originally had told me that he had bought 1 slot, which is kind of nerve-wracking to have 1 horse to fill the slot, and then when you have 2, it's you never quite know if you're going to have 2 babies turn out that are going to be good enough, so we're excited. So they're very, very different in every sense of the word. Topmast is pretty easygoing. He's done everything right from the get-go. We actually gave him a lot of time off in Florida just because he was very naturally talented. He had some growing pains, so we shut him down and then he just came along on his own. Tactical Strike is every sense of the word. She'll come at you with her front feet whenever you try to do anything with her. She's a handful to work with. She's a handful on the track. James started her out here for us and he got along with her really, really well, but it was like every time he went behind the gate, he's like, this could blow up in our face really easy. Yeah, so one of them is really nice and easy to work with and the other one not so much. Topmast was very talented from the get-go. When we started him back here, he was kind of pulling some Walner stuff, you know, he'd go on the run for no reason, not really pay attention, and I took a really long time to put the trot and hobbles on him just because I thought that he would come along on his own. I didn't really want to force him to do anything he didn't want to. Then he started to make some mistakes when we got down further and I slapped them on and he never really looked back. It was really, really easy for him. Tactical Strike, she's hit some bumps in the road. Like I said, James started her out here and then we got a little overexcited and we brought her to Kentucky for one of her Kentucky Sire Stakes. Dexter it's hard to get along with her and he didn't get along with her quite as well. She had a bad experience down there and now we're trying to just give her some better experiences now. We had no idea if we had anything that was good enough until about a week before. So the funny thing about this race is there's a lot of money on the line, right? So you want to make sure they're right at that exact time. It's hard to tell even a month before the race if you have a horse that's going to be tight and good. So if all goes as planned, I think that they'll be heading to Kentucky for a start or 2. And then obviously they have the Breeders' Crown after that. That'll be their last start for the season if we decide to take them there.
All right, great to hear from Desiree Jones. Her first crack at $1 million race tonight. 2 starters, Tactical Strike and Topmast. Not the first time that Luc Blais has been in this field before, and we should mention he is another with 2 starters in the field here tonight. And he's been close in this event before. You know, he's very hungry to win it.
He is. He's got a couple of real nice fillies, too. The race is almost boys against girls, right? I mean, you've got 4 fillies going up against the boys here and 2 from the Blais barn. And you know what? Drawn impression right now, Greg, the 7-5 favorite of Yvette Scratch Sick, and she's been breathtaking, so I can't wait to see what she does in this race.
Yeah, and I remember he had Donna Soprano as, I believe, the favorite in her year in this event. Very good filly that definitely held her own. Fillies have fared well in the event. Venerable, of course, is one of the past winners as well of the Mohawk Million. So we are looking forward to that, and I think Blais really holds a lot of the cards in here. Drawn impression has looked absolutely fantastic, but there's that bit of concern with the Scratch Sick after the Peaceful Way, after winning the Peaceful Way next time out, didn't make it to the starting gate.
No, didn't. And you know what? Did it so easily in the Peaceful Way. I mean, that's really the measuring stick for me here, but now you've got to overcome some time off. Yvette Scratch Sick. But her stablemate Emoji Hanover, she turned some heads too last time in the Champlain. So it's a real good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, no slouch in her own right. Again, we want to welcome all of our viewers tonight. We hope you've been enjoying the action, and the viewers are coming to us from far and wide this evening. That's what's always fun about doing these shows, and people watching online. They're watching from all parts of the world, so very happy to have everybody tuning in tonight. Ken Roby, watching in on the YouTube channel, was mentioning that his grandfather won the Canadian Trotting Classic with Glencoe Pride, and that was the great Percy Robillard. So that's a fantastic trip down memory lane, and thank you for sharing with us, Ken. And yeah, there'll be new history made this year in the Mohawk Million, a race that's growing quickly in stature. This will be just the 5th edition of the event, or 4th edition, I should say. But already it's, created a lot of storylines over the years, and it's truly the most unique event we have in the sport of its kind.
That's one of my favorites. Such a dynamic, stakes event, right? You got to buy your spots well in advance, purely on spec, and then a lot of movement, right, of those spots and trying to find someone, or a horse that might be able to occupy it to get to the winner's circle. So I've been fond of the idea since its inception, and I've really liked the way it's kind of progressed over the years.
All right, so let's take a quick break. Things are simmering here in the paddock as we're getting ready to go. We'll meet the field in a moment. A quick commercial break. We'll be back with the Mohawk Million next.
For over 25 years, Tara Hill Stud has worked with partners to help produce champion stallions. We are proud to have bred great racehorses like Fade Out, Shower Play, Precious Delight, and There's a Demon in Me. Our stallions, past and present, have had tremendous success while making a huge impact on racing across North America. Mr. Levesque, Mach 3, Cadabra, Muscle Mass, and Precious Bunny, to name a few. Our stallions' progeny have won major events, including the Hambletonian. Tara Hill Stud are currently standing 9 of the industry's top stallions. Alarm Detector, Control the Moment, Danson Lou, Flanagan Memory, Green Manalishi, He's Watching, Muscle Mass, Resolve, and Sports Writer. Our facility is modern, our staff knowledgeable. Consider Tara Hill Stud when choosing a home for your stallion. Tara Hill Stud, where champions stand and champion yearlings are raised. Log on to tarahills.com.
All right, a little bonus coverage tonight with the light show to set the mood for the Mohawk Million here tonight. I was calling the races here the last couple of nights, so I had a chance to see it from high up top. It's pretty cool. Had a chance to do the musical ride of the RCMP as well on Thursday night. That was very cool. For folks tuning in tonight that aren't from Canada, that's an institution here. The mounted police of the RCMP provide a musical ride performance, and they do them all across Canada, and they did 3 shows here, and that was pretty special to do that as well.
Yeah,
did you happen to catch that?
I got to see it on the simulcast, and it was incredible. It really was something that I'd recommend everyone check out, whether it live or via simulcast.
Yeah, and if you like horses, you would love those horses. They are incredible looking animals and highly trained, as you can imagine. So now it is time to meet the field for this year's edition of the Mohawk Million. They're all going to come out individually with those beautiful Mohawk Million blankets. What a nice keepsake that is for all of the competitors here. So the first for Team Toscani and Jones will be Tactical Strike. Gino Toscani, the owner from Mount Hope, he's going to be in the driver's seat. You know it has to be a big thrill for him. Very few gentlemen or owners have put more money into the game in recent years than Gino. And here he is probably getting the thrill of a lifetime to drive one of his own in $1 million race here, Tactical Strike. This one high on ability as well. 3rd last time in the division of the Champlain Stakes. This one has good tactical speed. Post 1, though, that could be a little tricky. We've said it a million times, not an ideal place for a young trotter who likes to leave the gate.
Yeah, definitely not at Mohawk Park anyways, right? And number 2, right next door, the other entrant for Gino Toscani and Desiree Jones, number 2, Top Mass, driven by Travis Cullen. This one's hit the board in 7 of 8 so far as a rookie, son of Wallner, over 81,000 made. And, you know, right now with this stalemate, both of them going off at more than 91-1 on the odds board.
And a big thrill as well for driver Travis Cullen. This will be the first time for him driving in a $1 million contest. Not the first time for Scott Zeron, and it seems like every one he drives in, he wins. At least this year, that has been the case. They call him the money man, so he's the right guy for the job on board number 3, Allegiant in this spot. This one, a star of the Kentucky Sire Stakes program. 5 for 9 this year coming in. Trainer is Vernon Beachy. Ryan Smith of Denison, Ohio is the owner. And again, Scott Zeron doing the driving.
Well, there's the 4 Griffin, another great option in the sulky, right? James McDonald, 2-time O'Brien Award winner. And he jumps aboard this one for the first time for trainer Murray Breather. 2 for 4 in his career so far. Just over 60,000 made. Was a back-to-back winner that culminated in an OSS Gold event on September the 5th. Son of Muscle Mass, and another horse that a bit of an outsider, but taking support on the odds board right now at 16-1.
So good look at that one on post parade. Louis Philippe Roy, another of our local driving stars, will be on board the standout filly drawn impression, the Muscle Hill Lass from the great Emoticon Hanover, following in the footsteps of her famous parents. She is 3 for 3 undefeated this season, but again scratched sick from the last scheduled start. A little bit of a question mark here. Post 5 to work with tonight.
And starting from the winningest post here in Mohawk Park, post 6, Tennessee Tom, driven by Chris Page, trained by Ron Burke. 5 for 8 in his career so far, nearly 290,000 made. Has been the top dog in Ohio, won the Ohio Sire Stakes final September the 9th at Scioto Downs, and is one that's in with a big chance here.
Julie and Andy Miller, the husband-wife team, they won the first edition of this event, or I should say Andy wasn't in the driver's seat. Julie was the trainer. They typically teamed up, but it was Andy McCarthy who actually drove the first Mohawk Million winner that year in Venerat. And Julie will try and win a second Mohawk Million title here with Show Me. This time, husband Andy in the driver's seat, another star of the Kentucky program.
And there is the 8 TCI, the golden ticket winner. He won his way into this race by being victorious August 26th in the Wellwood Memorial right here at Mohawk Park. Since then, well, a couple of wins, the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes Final and the Houghton Memorial. And trained by Ron Burke, 8 for 9 in his career, never worse than second, over 760,000 made. He might be the one to knock down in here.
Marcus Melander won last year's edition with Oh Well. He looks to come right back this season with Security Protected. This guy's been well traveled. He's been one of the top dogs in Pennsylvania. 200,000 on his card, 3 for 6 record coming into this event. And Tim Tetrick in the driver's seat. So we'll see if Melander and Tetrick can make it a second consecutive Mohawk Million title.
And all the way out in post 10, Emoji Hanover, one of 4 fillies in the contest, driven by Bob McClure, trained by Luke Blay for determination. A good 1-2 punch for those connections here in this edition of the Mohawk Million. She's 2 for 3 in her career, never worse than second, and had a nice win in the Champlain in her latest at odds of 7-1. She is taking support down to 12-1 right now from that dreaded post position.
And that is your field, a star-studded field of 2-year-old trotters going to the post in here. And again, such a unique race. First of all, you've got horses coming in from several different jurisdictions. I think that's really cool. Because we haven't seen many of these go head-to-head yet, and you throw $1 million on the table, and it sets up for a very exciting race. And the format, we talked about that, very unique in that you don't enter horses, you buy spots. So we never really know right up until the week prior who is going to be starting in the Mohawk Million each year.
Yeah, and they play it close to the vest too, right? I mean, the one year I was actually tracking it for DRF, you know, who the top contenders were, and it was really difficult, Greg, to kind of figure out who was going to be in the race because, you know, a lot of these guys that are the spot owners, they hold it close to the vest. But no, they've assembled a real nice field this season, and the battle of the sexes too, right? We've talked about the success fillies have had in this race, and this year they are in with a big chance. 4 of them against 6 of the boys, but all of them are in with a chance to win.
All right, our colleague Jamie McDonald, she's been bringing the good luck to the connection so far tonight. The last 2 races, pre-race interviews, both found the winner's circle. So, Jamie, we're going to bring you in now and get your thoughts on who you like going into this year's Mohawk Million.
Thanks, guys. You know, it's luck of the draw who will talk to you in the paddock before a big race, and it's luck of the draw out there on the track for them as well after you've talked to them. But tonight's been a good night so far. But for me, I'm really looking at the 9 here, the Melander T-Trick, you know, double up here. Security protected. I like this 2-year-old colt. I know he's got that tough post starting from more of the outside in post 9, but he's had a great season so far. 3 for 6 and over 200,000 made. It's been phenomenal so far, and he looks good on the track. He looked calm, cool, and collected coming out. Just kind of what you like to see from a 2-year-old, especially a colt coming out here. The air's crisp. I have a feeling they're going to put up a mile here. They're going for $1 million, so they're definitely not going to leave anything out on the track.
Well, thanks, Jamie. And yeah, I don't think you can go wrong there, right? You've got proven connections who've won this race before. Melander, one of the top young trotting trainers in the sport for the last several years. Tim T-Trick, one of the greatest drivers we've seen over the last decade as well. And they won it together last year, so they kind of know what kind of a colt it takes to come here and win. Mark Anderson watching in tonight. He's right in lockstep with Jamie. He likes the bionic man to pull off the upset here. So, Rob, what are your thoughts on that one, first of all? And is that the one that you would be backing in this spot?
Well, I mean, the price at 12-1 is definitely appealing. I'll give you that. And you know what? Real big effort in the Houghton to be 3rd to TCI, and before that was a runner-up. So knocked heads with that rival who's been so dominant throughout the season. For me, though, Greg, I mean, even money, what a tough pill to swallow on Drawn Impression. But the minute I laid eyes on her, I said she's going to be my horse for the Mohawk Million, and that goes right back to her lifetime debut. I thought she's been absolutely breathtaking. The big knock, obviously, is that vet scratch sick in the Champlain and missing some time between starts. But I don't know, the daughter of a Emoticon Hanover, right, a winner of over $2 million, I think a 2-time winner in the Breeders' Crown as well. And I've just fallen in love with this filly. And you know, again, hard for me to say it's a good bet at 6-5, but that's who I'm looking at to win this race.
And the fact that she was scratch sick last time, you know, obviously the fact that she's coming back on relatively short rest here, didn't really miss much time. So it makes you feel like it wasn't anything serious that kept her out of action that last time. Maybe just more precautionary than anything else, and wanting to be sure that she was pointed and ready toward this race, which is, as we mentioned earlier, would certainly be on Luke Blay and Determination's calendar when they go to the yearling sales in the fall. These are the kind of events that they definitely want to play in. The husband-wife team of Andy and Julie Miller, again, you talk about familiarity in this event. Julie has that. They have an incredible stable. I spent a little time in New Jersey earlier this year helping out at the Meadowlands with a few of the big shows around the Meadowlands Pace and Hambletonian. And as part of that, we got to go around to some of the stables, and the Miller operation, certainly one of the most impressive that I have seen. Team Orange Crush, and they just have a plethora of top trotting talent in their operation. So they as well know what it takes to race in these kind of events, and they bring one that's been starring in Kentucky, and I wouldn't be shocked to see this one get a good piece of it here. I think 53-1, way too high on the odds board, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're going to see overlays like that on horses like this because, you know, familiarity, right? Especially local to this circuit, they may not know much about the horse, and it's really what makes this race so interesting to me. And you mentioned earlier that horses from different jurisdictions all match up, and really you don't know, who's going to adapt to it or not, and maybe who's even going to like the surface here at Mohawk Park. But yeah, show me one that I wouldn't leave off the exotics anyways at odds north of 50-1 right now.
Well, if the odds board is any indication right now, it's going to be a close finish, maybe a photo finish between Drawn Impression and TCI. They have been flip-flopping as far as favoritism is concerned here now. Getting some late support is Drawn Impression, but TCI, when you look at the record, he just does nothing but win. 8 for 9 this year.
You'd almost think, too, that it's a bit of a slap in the face that he's 3-2 versus Drawn Impression, who's the 6-5 favorite right now, right? Because TCI has done nothing wrong. And every time I think someone might be able to challenge that horse, he puts them away. So, and the racing styles, too, is going to be interesting because TCI is more of a front runner. Drawn Impression's kind of raced off cover. So maybe we do see that real neat finish to the wire here with Drawn Impression coming at TCI late.
And we can't overstate the impact of driver Scott Ziron right now and the season he's having. Does he have another rabbit that he can pull out of the hat here?
Yeah, and does he have one more in him, right? I mean, you certainly you can't underestimate, Scotty and his ability to give horses the right trips in these big races. And I think no matter what, we'll see that from him. If the horse can deliver, maybe we'll see another $1 million race going Scotty's way.
He had won a couple in a row in Kentucky. Last time in the Kentucky Sire Stakes final, though, he was put on the lead and he faltered. So I wouldn't be surprised if Scott tries to change up tactics in this spot and race him a little bit differently than that last one went for him. All right, we are all set to go. It's the main event on this Power Pack Saturday night program. Mark McKelvey, he's pumped to call the $1 million Mohawk Million. The gate is rolling.
Full field of 10 taking their spots. It is post time. Starting gate to the top of the stretch, a full field of 10 for the Mohawk Million. Picking up speed, and here they come. And the rough and trotting off stride went TCI. TCI has made a break at the start. Shooting out from the rail goes Tactical Strike. From the center is Drawn Impression. Boy, the landscape has already changed. So here comes Security Protected on the outside. Between horses is Show Me. From the far outside, Emoji Hanover. Then we're going to go to Top Mass, Allegiant, followed by Griff. Going back to Tennessee Tom. TCI is reset. A quick break was made. Oh, another breaker. Drawn Impression went off stride. Joining stablemate Emoji Hanover. And it's Tactical Strike at 99-1. Loose on the lead for Gino Toscani. 27-2 was the opening quarter. Top Mass, the stablemate, moves in a little bit closer. Security Protected will sit on the outside. Allegiance at the rail, going back to Show Me. 2 more lengths then back to Griff, who is followed by Tennessee Tom. TCI, 3 lengths going back to Emoji Hanover. Well out of it now is Drawn Impression. It's Tactical Strike up front, going by the half, which was recorded in 57-1. So a 29-4 second quarter breather for Tactical Strike. Top Mass is in second. Security Protected coming back on the outside third. At the inside fourth, that's Allegiant. Spotted second over is Griff. Back to the inside to Show Me. Then we go to Tennessee Tom, who's third over, followed by TCI's back in the hunt. Emoji Hanover off stride again. Drawn Impression is last. So it's Tactical Strike. Security Protected on the outside, half a length away. 3/4 was hit in 126-1. What a stretch drive we've got coming up. Tactical Strike into the lane. Security Protected on the outside. Top Mass is trying to come up the rail. Off cover comes Griff. Tennessee Tom. TCI on the far outside is coming on. There's 6, 7 across. TCI digging in though is Tennessee Tom. TCI, Tennessee Tom, TCI. You gotta be kidding me. TCI wins the million. Second was Tennessee Tom. Allegiant was third. 154-3.
Absolutely incredible recovery from TCI. It looked like he had squandered his chances at the $1 million prize right at the beginning, but Mark McKelvey picked him up in the home stretch, and he will sweep on by all rivals to get it done here in dramatic fashion. This is going to go down as one of the most impressive efforts we've seen from a rookie colt trotter in years.
Oh, absolutely. You kind of married with breaks at the start there, right? You've got 3 breakers and TCI. I mean, right off the bat, I thought he was out of contention and not going to get back into the race at all. Uncharacteristic break from him as well. He's a horse that's never made a break before in his career. Does so tonight, and then makes an unbelievable recovery to still win it. And how about that, a 1-2 finish for Team Burke? And Mickey Burke said that he thought they both ran with a big chance here, and Tennessee Tom, his stablemate, just ran into a monster in TCI.
Yeah, the Burkes have had many great moments and many huge nights over the course of their career, but this is going to be right up there, winning the Canadian Trotting Classic and then coming right back for a 1-2 finish in the Mohawk Million. But again, here's a look at the start, and right here, you think it's over. There's just no way at this level you can come all the way back, and that's an extended break as well. And then an uncustomary miscue as well for the two fillies. I mean, talk about tough luck for trainer Luke Blais and determination. You know, two great chances with these fillies, both that had never shown breaks to this point, jumping off tonight in the first turn.
Yeah, 1-2 punch that unfortunately they both made breaks around the same time as well, and there's obviously going to be an inquiry now, right, that will have to be sweated out here, even for TCI of that early break in stride. But you said it, I mean, it wasn't just like a quick reset either, right? I mean, he was a long way out of it, and to come back, and a horse too that's preferred style has been on the engine, to now fan out wide like that and get past him in the stretch, extreme versatility there by TCI.
Yeah, I saw a horse here the other night come back and win in a grassroots elimination by the name of Naziri, and that was impressive. Difference was he had reset quickly and immediately got back in the pack. It was still an incredible recovery, take nothing away, but this is a little bit different. He was on an extended gallop. He was right out of the camera shot, and you just kind of write him off at that point. It's one of those where when they turn for home and you see this horse kicking on the far outside, you can't believe it's him, right?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, who is that on the far outside? And then when Mark called, TCI with the huge recovery, I said, wow, how can it possibly be him? But, good horses like him, I guess, just refuse to lose, Greg.
And there's Dave Miller teaming up with Team Burke. And I can't help think about the Hambletonian where that tandem has been so snake-bitten. It's incredible that that combination has not been able to win the Hambletonian. The fact they did win it one year, they crossed the wire first and then had the misfortune of being disqualified. So, to come back and survive this kind of a start and come all the way back and win is incredible. Nice win for that group. And the Buckeye, Dave Miller, getting it done here, adding another $1 million race to his Hall of Fame resume in the process. The Tennessee Tom, great effort from that one. Allegiant, the money man, as we watched the race unfold, we thought, boy, oh boy, is he working out that winning trip again, and he gets through and gets third, gets some nice money.
No, it looked like he might be in the right spot there for a bit, but has to settle for the show spot, but I'm sure Scotty still be happy with that, right? Third in $1 million race, on a horse that, wasn't considered to be one of the top contenders, more of a peripheral one, but nice effort from Allegiant.
And I believe the inquiry sign is posted. Of course, it will be a formality to have a look at the start and just make sure that all of the rules, the breaking rules, were observed. And I certainly think they were. The horse lost a lot of ground. He was taken right to the back of the pack and comes all the way back and wins. So a winner's circle celebration is happening. And it is TCI showing why he was an 8-time winner in 9 starts coming in. Well, we think it's going to be 9 for 10 here and adding $500,000 to his bankroll. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll get things sorted out and we'll hear from the Winning Connections coming up next.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with HPIBet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming and your first bet is on us. Go to HPIBet.com to join for free today.
By now, you know the name COSA-TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out HPIBet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global.
TCI. Judges determined there was no violations of the braking rule. It was less than 25 strides. Does not qualify as an extended break. Number 8, TCI, will remain your winner in this year's edition of the Mohawk Million. Second was number 6, Tennessee Tom. Third, the 3, Allegiant. And fourth, number 2, Top Mass. So once again, we can now say
So TCI does survive the inquiry. And, you know, Rob, you were talking about it off camera. You said that that is the rule. It's 25 strides. More than that is considered an extended break. So we hadn't even really been thinking about that until we were on break, and it was probably close. And I don't know. I would have a hard time getting my head around that. You know, if it was more than 25 strides, I mean, the horse is absolutely penalized nobody but himself, and to come all the way back. And if it was 26 strides to take you down in $1 million race, I mean,
tough to do. And I mean, I think when that rule came out, right, it's to remove the you know, the subjectivity of it, right, to what an extended break is. But imagine, you know, counting each stride, and if you own that horse and you're watching the replay and getting closer and closer to 25, you start to sweat a little bit, right? Because you're right. I mean, how could you know, take a horse down like that, who made that huge recovery, like you said, penalized himself, still came back to win it. But good news is, didn't violate the rules.
Yeah. Well, hey, we don't make the rules, you know, but that's one that, I don't know. To me, an extended break, I get it, but as long as you're losing ground, I mean, if the horse gallops half a mile and is continually losing ground, again, you know, they're only penalizing themselves at that point. But hey, they put the rules in place for a reason, obviously. And fortunately for the connections, TCI was within the rules, makes a massive recovery. And it would have been a shame to see him taken down. We don't have to worry about that. And Dave Miller is all smiles. He knows what it feels like. He knows the heartbreak of being taken down in $1 million race, and the sport's biggest race in the Hamiltonian. But he's all smiles here tonight, hoisting the trophy, the 4th edition of the Mohawk Million. And a lot of history already in this event, a lot of great storylines, but I think we've just written a great new chapter here tonight.
It really is. Yeah, this is a race that will be remembered for a very, very long time, right? And one that you can go back to the highlight reel now on making the big comeback, you know, for TCI. And everyone likes a comeback story, and a horse that obviously ended up being the favorite in the race. But, you know, when you kind of shoot yourself in the foot like that off the gate, you don't expect to see him anywhere near the business end of it at the end of the mile, and still came back to win. So incredible stuff.
And again, earlier I talked about looking ahead to the NA Cup, excited about that. Now I'm going to put my Hamiltonian hat on because, again, I can't help but think about what a storyline it would be if Miller and Burke and TCI could come back next year and atone and win the Hamiltonian. It's a long time away, but it'll be a lot of time to think and for the Connections dream about that possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and racing needs those storylines, but I think we're going to the interview in the winner's circle shortly with John Rallis.
All right. We will just wait. The guys will give us the cue in our ear, but in the meantime, it's a happy winner's circle for Team Burke and driver David Miller, and I believe they are standing by now.
Hatfield, I'm going to start with you first, Dave. I mean, not the way you drew it up, not the way you drew it up, obviously. Made a miscue off the gate. What was the reason for that?
You know, we added a mini bit to him, and scoring down, he was fussing with it, hanging on a line, and I just think that made him mad, and he did that.
You know, what were your thoughts when you got away at the back of the pack? Did you ever think that he really had a shot turning for home?
No, not at all. Like at the quarter, I was like, wait, we got the Breeders' Crown still. And then, I got him out in the flow, but he was running in so much around the last turn. He really wasn't making up any ground up. But as soon as he got into the straightaway, I said he's going to win.
There's always a joke between the back and forth between Burke and you about how this colt should be driven at times. I mean, he is pretty good coming off a helmet, isn't he?
Yeah. Ronnie finally got me to race him off the back.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Dave.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, here with assistant trainer Mickey Burke and
up Irish.
Here with assistant trainer Mickey Burke, and Mickey, just talk about your emotions. Obviously, when you're returning for home in the stretch when you jumped it off.
Yeah, my heart stopped. I mean, you don't expect, this colt's so flawless normally that you just don't expect it. And when it happened, you're like, oh no, and it's all you can do. And then you just watch the race and see what happens. And he just put in a phenomenal effort. And fortunately, the race set up for somebody coming from behind with his talent that he was able to do it. And I mean, give the colt a lot of credit. He come back and didn't make a break, didn't make anything other than that, and just go forward.
At that point, were you just watching Tennessee Tom to see what he could do turning for home at that point?
No, I'm still watching both of them because I'm just wanting to see where the other colt's going to be. Because when the halftime come up, I'm going, this works for us because now he didn't have to trot a whole lot to catch the field. It wasn't like he was chasing a fast half. And it just kept going, and everything he just kept working along. And then, I was watching Tom too, because I was like, I've had that colt all year, and I was like, he can be in this thing. These two can be. And then when they start coming home, I'm like, just go Colts. Just go Colts. I don't even root for either one.
I mean, I touched on it with Dave Miller as well. I guess that's why you guys like him raced off a helmet too.
Yeah, I mean, we like him. We just want him to win. I mean, and unfortunately, on the front end's been the way to go. But like he said today, he was able to come off the helmet. So now we'll see what happens.
Congratulations, Mickey.
Thank you.
All right, here with co-owner Bud Hatfield. Bud, first and foremost, congratulations. And second off, I mean, how does it feel to finish 1 and 2 in the Mohawk Million?
Well, it's unbelievable. That race should be history-making because that was just wonderful. Just really exciting.
What were your thoughts when TCI jumped it off at the start?
Well, I thought it was over, quite honestly. But that horse is special. That horse is really special. Dave did a great job. And you got to give Ronnie Burke credit. This horse has been at the Meadowlands, Poconos, Hoosier Park, and here, and still he gets him ready every week. It's amazing.
Now, nobody seems to know. I've asked a couple of the connections prior. What does TCI stand for?
Okay, Turks Caicos Island. My wife, we were visiting there, and she saw a hat that said TCI on it. And so she came back and called Mark Weaver and said, Mark, can we change that name? Because he had not a really good name. He said, I'll talk to Ronnie. And they said, okay.
She's got to name a few more then.
Yeah, yes.
Congratulations, Bud.
Thank you.
All right, that's TCI who captured the 4th edition of the Mohawk Million for winning driver Dave Miller and winning trainer Ron Burke.
Ironic, TCI winning here in the Great White North, as they say. But congratulations to Bud Hatfield and all of the very happy connections. TCI, an electrifying comeback win tonight to capture the 4th edition of the Mohawk Million. $3.80, your win ticket return. So the public had it right on TCI, and he is now 9 for 10 on the season, and he is harness racing's newest millionaire. $1.2 million in the bank now. What a 2-year-old campaign for him. All right, we will take a quick commercial break, our final of the night, and we'll be back to wrap things up next from Woodbine Mohawk Park.
For over 25 years, Tara Hill Stud has worked with partners to help produce champion stallions. We are proud to have bred great racehorses like Fade Out, Shower Play, Precious Delight, and There's a Demon in Me. Our stallions, past and present, have had tremendous success while making a huge impact on racing across North America. Mr. Levesque, Mach 3, Cadabra, Muscle Mass, and Precious Bunny, to name a few. Our stallions' progeny have won major events, including the Hambletonian. Tara Hill Stud are currently standing 9 of the industry's top stallions. Alarm Detector, Control the Moment, Danson Lou, Flanagan Memory, Green Manalishi, He's Watching, Muscle Mass, Resolve, and Sports Writer. Our facility is modern, our staff knowledgeable. Consider Tara Hill Stud when choosing a home for your stallion. Tara Hill Stud, where champions stand and champion yearlings are raised. Log on to tarahills.com.
Welcome back. Greg Blanchard, Rob Reed, Jamie McDonald. Glad you could be with us tonight. A very exciting, very entertaining, super Saturday of racing here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. It's been a lot of fun for us. We hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to take a look at what we have coming up in the next few weeks here. We're just getting started. We are in the middle of stakes season here. The provincial program is going to take center stage next. We've got September 27th, the Ontario Sire Stakes Prospects Series finals. They're going to be happening. Then September 30th, those grassroots championships. The super finals, October 14th. Very excited about that. We've got our yearling sale coming up just a couple of days after that as well. And then we're going to wrap up our season at my home track in London, the annual Christmas Drivers Challenge. That's become a staple of the winter season, a great way to wrap up our live coverage for the year.
Yeah, no, and this is a real exciting time of year, right? Those OSS finals coming up, Greg, are always real fun to cover, and I can't wait to be here on track for those ones.
All right, what a night it was. It did not disappoint in any way, shape, or form. The Stars were out in full force here tonight, so we hope you enjoyed the coverage of this year's Mohawk Million and the powerful undercard on a night where TCI again had that miscue at the start, one more look at it, and then made that massive recovery. Rob in the backstretch, where still he is sitting last at this point in time, and with a half mile to go, it looked improbable, but he pulls a rabbit out of the hat, some Dave Miller magic, and he gets it done in the $1 Million Classic.
Yeah, now a two-time winner of this race too, right? Venerable to victory, a little bit of different tactics on that occasion, but yeah, no, miraculous comeback from TCI, proving that he is truly a superstar of the sport.
Congratulations to the connections of TCI and all of tonight's winning connections from Woodbine Mohawk Park. Thank you again for joining us, and we will see you next time on COSA-TV.